We are Baltimore. We are Wisconsin.
A little Saturday stroll across the Roberto Clemente Bridge, the bridge that leads to PNC Park. And we're set for Game 2 today. The Brew Crew and the Pittsburgh Pirates got a matchup of Edinson Volquez, his first year with the Pirates, against Matt Garza, year 1 with the Milwaukee Brewers. And hi, everybody, we welcome you from beautiful PNC Park. Great to have you with us alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Brian Anderson. Telly Hughes is with us as well. And a big start today for Matt Garza. The Brewers got roughed up yesterday 15-5. So Garza gets the ball trying to get back to winning ways today.
Yeah, he was outstanding his last time out against the Minnesota Twins at home in Miller Park. Pitched into the 7th inning, did not allow a run. This is a very big start for Garza here today. Has not been able to pick up a win on the road. He's 0-2 in 5 starts with an earned run average at 6.5. Even more important, he's got to eat up innings. The bullpen had been thin after yesterday's performance. Thornburg not available, Wong not available, so the Brewers don't really have a long man in that bullpen. Garza's going to have to eat up some innings here today.
It's the middle game of this 3-game series against division rivals, the Brewers and the Pirates. Brewers looking to bounce back today, trying to get the bats back intact. Stay with us. Lineups, first pitch, coming up next from the Bird.
On Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, now in the original can, it's Miller time. By Toyota, let's go places. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
The boats are out on the Allegheny. What a beautiful day it is in Pittsburgh, PA today. Brian Anderson, Bill Schroeder, Telly Hughes. Today's game being produced by Brad Weimer, directed by Mark Vittorio.
79 degrees here, not a cloud in the sky, and we're set for game 2 of this 3-game series. The Brewers will head to New York after this middle leg of the road trip, so still have 3 remaining on the road in New York after the next 2 days here in Pittsburgh. Mike Everett is the crew chief. He'll call the balls and strikes today. He's the guy to keep an eye on in case we have a replay challenge. Ed Hickox, Lance Barrett, and John Tumpane, the 3 base umpires. And the Brewers looking for a bounce back today after a tough one last night. It was a very late night, early morning arrival from Minneapolis, and the Brewers kind of looked like it yesterday. A 15-5 loss, the most lopsided loss of the season for the Brewers. But everybody in good spirits today. Ron Renicky hopes to put that one in his back pocket and move ahead to day 2 now. And here is Renicky's batting order that will face Edinson Volquez. It's brought to you by Associated Bank. Gene Segura back in the leadoff spot. Ryan Braun will hit second. Jonathan Lucroy hitting third, hitting .324. That's good enough for third in the league. Carlos Gomez, who had 2 hits last night, including a double. He's in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth, Aramis Ramirez playing third base with Chris Davis in the 6th spot. Scooter Gennett, Lyle Overbay, and Matt Garza will round it out. And awaiting the arrival of the Pirates here. Edinson Volquez running a little bit late. He's giving Matt Garza a little Matt Garza treatment here, a little late on the mound. This game was supposed to start 2 minutes ago. Yeah. They're pretty diligent about getting these games started on time.
That's right. Taste of his own medicine. Garza routinely late, on home games when he makes a start. Popping out of the dugout a couple of minutes late.
Oh, those starting pitchers, right? They're a strange breed, but you can't start without them.
Always trying to get an advantage, right? That psychological advantage, making that Brewers offense wait around. Here they come.
Volquez and the Pirates hit the field at PNC Park. They've got another good crowd expected today. Had over 35,000 here last night. And they're expecting good crowds today and tomorrow for this series with the Brewers. Pirates are going along okay in the month of June. They've won 4 out of 5. Had a 6-4 road trip. And then that win last night. There you see the numbers on Volquez. He's bounced around quite a bit. Was an all-star as a member of the Cincinnati Reds. But Rock, the book on him is that he's got his fastball back, which could mean Volquez, what we saw from him in 08, could be back in some way.
Yeah, back 93 to 95 miles an hour. I mean, there was a stretch of time where he was maybe 91, 92. But he's always got the good changeup to go with the fastball. That's got a little bit more life these days. Last 3 starts, according to Johnny Nairn, the Brewers hitting instructor. And Volquez looking for a 3rd straight win.
Now Volquez, a familiar foe to the Milwaukee Brewers. He did pitch against the Crew earlier this year. Matter of fact, made 2 starts. And he's pitched very well. He has a win, has an earned run average around 2. So he's had the Brewers number. This will be his 3rd start of the season against Milwaukee, his 2nd against the Brewers here at PNC Park. And I guess on a day like this, when it's a 4 o'clock local start, Rock, the shadows could become quite a factor in about an hour or so.
Yeah, a little bit later, middle innings. Volquez making start number 15 career against the Brewers. He's got a 6-3 record. But yeah, big velocity, the big changeup could be a factor with the shadows as we get into the middle innings.
All right, finally ready to play ball here in Pittsburgh. Gene Segura ready to lead off. Segura, Braun, and Lucroy. Top of the order once again. Segura hitting .262. He took the collar last night, although he did drive in a run late in the game. He's swinging away at the first pitch. Fouls it off into the seats. Now the Brewers did have another double-digit hit game yesterday. Had 5 runs on 11 hits. Scored a couple of runs late in the 9th inning. It was 15-3 going into the 9th inning, and by all accounts it was over after an 8-run 6th inning by the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday. Two of the most lopsided losses the Brewers have this year have come against the Pirates. which is why Pittsburgh has actually outscored the Brewers in the season series, and yet the Brewers have won 8 out of 11 against them.
Well, this is a Pirate ball club that's starting to swing the bats. They've got pretty good pitching. Their bullpen's been very good. 8-3, but the Pirates are averaging more runs. That's largely due to the 2 games you're talking about, last night and early on last time the Brewers were here.
Well, the Brewers hoping for a similar result. They lost 11-2 in their first game at PNC this year. That was in mid-April, and then Ron Renicke's crew won the next 3, took 3 out of 4 on the road here in Pittsburgh. This is already the 4th series of the season against the Pirates. Going to see a lot of them in the first half, very little of them in the second half. Pitch to Segura, fouled off. Hanging tough, first at bat of the game.
And Volquez throwing everything at him, tried to get a curveball up there, left it in, and Segura able to get a piece of it. Basically 3 pitches. Most of the time it's going to be fastball changeup, but he will throw the curveball from time to time, keep you honest.
And another 1-2 offering. Segura on the ground to Mercer. Bobbles. And the throw not in time. Can't afford to do that with the speedy Segura running. And that'll be an error on Jordy Mercer. A slick fielding shortstop, made a couple of great plays yesterday. But Segura is aboard to start this one this afternoon.
Yeah, 47th error committed by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mercer normally sure-handed. Just a slight little bobble, and that's all it takes for Segura to be able to beat it at first base. Down near the bottom of the National League in team fielding percentage are the Pirates. Played pretty good defensively yesterday.
So a man on for Ryan Braun. Segura always a threat to run. Volquez does have a quick move to first. He'll vary it as well, and he's a veteran guy. He can be tough to run on at times.
Yeah, quick move to first, and he's quick to home plate. And Russell Martin very good back there throwing out base runners.
And not a great combination to run on today. Well, Ryan Braun continues in the 2 spot. Had some success there as well. It was essentially his idea. He and Ron Renicke were toying with the notion of Ryan hitting second. Moved into that spot on May 22nd, and Braun has had a lot of success in that spot. It's also put Segura in a good position. Segura has never really been a guy who's wanted to hit leadoff, but it changes when you're hitting in front of Ryan Braun still. So you're not so dependent upon walks or on base percentage via the walk. And Segura's a free swinger anyway, and he's seeing a lot of strikes hitting in front of Ryan Braun.
Yeah, and Ryan will take pitches, allowing him to run if he chooses.
Time is asked for and granted. Looked like Russell Martin is the one who asked for timeout.
That's a pretty good look by Martin right there. Check out the glasses.
Pretty intimidating.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say.
Wonder if you zoom in just enough, could you see the pitch coming? That'd be kind of fun. Check on Segura. That ball gets away, and Segura's on his way to second. And Ike Davis throws it into left, and now Segura on his way to third.
Oh, what a start, huh?
Wow. Segura reaches on an error, goes to second on an error, goes to third on an error.
Man alive. Pickoff throw not that bad. That could be a double error on the first baseman over there, Ike Davis. Doesn't catch it, then airmails it to second base. That should be a double error on the first baseman. So E5, E3, E3, and the Brewers have a man at third base.
Wow.
50th error now. 550 errors for the Pirates. It has not been very good defensively this year.
Boy, now is a chance you got to cash in, and a stickler for the fundamentals, Clint Hurdle, that will stick in his craw. So here's Braun now with Segura over at third base in a 1-0 count.
That's that velocity we were talking about with Volquez, 94 miles an hour. He hasn't seen that in a while.
Well, we saw Volquez with the Padres last year. He actually got released by San Diego. He was signed by the Dodgers for the latter part of the season last season as they were headed to the postseason, and has found a home here in Pittsburgh. And he goes back up the ladder with a fastball, and Braun surprised by the velocity too, and he's late, and it's quickly a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Johnny Nairn before the ball game saying that his velocity is much better last 3 starts, so shouldn't come as much of a surprise to these Brewers hitters. Prepares them every single day for what the pitcher has been doing, what he's been throwing, what's been working, what's not.
Well, the Pirates have their infield back. They will concede the run on a ground ball. Got to take advantage of one here as Braun pops this one up in the infield. That won't do it. Sunglasses on for Walker, and he makes the play. Braun is out.
Swinging pitches out of the strike zone. High fastballs. And Segura is still standing at third base.
Here's Jonathan Lucroy now. These Brewers have seen a lot of Edinson Volquez throughout the years. Spent a lot of time in the Central Division as a Cincinnati Red. Ryan Braun has the most at-bats against Volquez, now 35 career at-bats. Lucroy has 21 at-bats against him. He's 5 for 21 lifetime. And some pretty good batting average as well for the Brewers against Volquez.
Man, guy on deck's been pretty good against him as well. Man, look what Lucroy or the Brewers have been able to do. This is where Lucroy stacks up amongst National League in road batting average, 374. Be good to get a base hit right here. The guy on deck not too bad either. Carlos Gomez right behind him.
Well, Lucroy currently 4th in the league. Gomez 7th in the National League in batting overall, as Volquez spins one in for a strike. Now Lucroy hitting .324. He's gone back and forth with Matt Adams of the Cardinals. By the way, the Cardinals beat the Blue Jays today. They had an early start, and that game is complete. 5-0 the final. St. Louis breaking their losing skid. So the Brewers need a win to remain 5 games up on the Cardinals. And Lucroy into left field, sending Tabata back. This will be plenty deep. Segura coming in, and he'll score the run. And it'll be an RBI for Lucroy, and the Brewers strike first this afternoon.
Got a fastball in on him. That's what we were talking about, the approach this Brewer team has been taking lately. Covering the outside corner, being aware of a way, and being able to react inside. Lucroy always very good at hitting the ball to the opposite field, but still very quick on the inside part of the plate.
The perfect guy to have up in a spot like that. Lucroy cashes in RBI number 27. And the Brewers take advantage of some shoddy Pirates defense. So here's Gomez now with the bases empty and 2 away. And he swings out of his helmet. That gets him riled up here. He's good for about 1 of those a day, Carlos Gomez. Tells you his back's feeling better, though, when he swings like that.
That big curveball, you know he wasn't going to get a fastball first pitch.
Well, despite the loss, Gomez had a nice day at the plate yesterday. 2 out of 3. Scored twice, had a double. Has 17 doubles to go along with 12 home runs this season. And inside, busted him in there with a fastball. That's a swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, that's got velocity and movement.
That ball almost hit Carlos. Started the bat, couldn't stop it. Watch where it ends up. Look out. Almost hit him in the belt.
Ball and 2 strikes. And a breaking ball pulled on the ground over to third base. Alvarez takes care of Gomez, and that'll retire the side. 3 errors by the Pirates in the inning leads to the first run of the game. Up today, beautiful sunshine pouring down here. It is a great day for baseball. Brewers have the early lead today. Clint Hurdle not pleased with what he saw in that first inning with 3 errors, allowing Segura to go all the way around the bases. 12 years a manager, 4th year in Pittsburgh, has a World Series to his credit as well. His Associated Bank lineup has Harrison, Walker, and McCutchen at the top. Ike Davis, Russell Martin, Pedro Alvarez in the middle with Jose Tabata, Jordy Mercer, and Edinson Volquez rounding it out. And that is the same lineup that he had out there yesterday. And why would you change? Matt Garza on the bump today for the Brew Crew.
Yeah, coming off his best start as a Brewer. 6 1/3, did not allow a run. And before that win, his last time out, last win came on May 5th at Miller Park, looking for his first road win this year. Well, let's check out the Brewers as they stack up defensively. Same lineup as last night, except for Reynolds. Reynolds getting today off. Lyle Overbay over at first base. The Brewers are 3rd best fielding percentage in all the National League. They've committed only 33 errors this year. You compare that to the Pirates' 50 errors.
Yeah, the Pirates, the 3rd most errors in the league. Only Cleveland and Washington with more errors than the Buccos, and 3 errors in that first, 2 by Davis, setting up the first run. So now we'll see if Garza can keep it rolling here. And Rocky touched on it in our open. Should expand a little bit here as we have more time, but the Brewers are a little bit thin in their bullpen today after what happened yesterday. So it is even more important that Garza take this one deep into the ballgame.
Yeah, Tyler Thornburg, he's not available today, and Wong, he pitched 2 innings. He's not available, so the Brewers a little bit thin. Really don't have a long man out in that bullpen, so it's going to be important for Garza to get the Brewers at least 6 or 7 innings here today. And to do that, he's going to have to control that pitch count. It got away from him a bit last time out against the Twins.
Josh Harrison will lead off for Pittsburgh. Garza's first offering is down and in. A spark plug of this Pirates offense, Josh Harrison, coming in batting .313. Doesn't have enough at bats to qualify, or plate appearances to qualify. Otherwise, he'd be in the top 8 in the National League in batting as Harrison takes a strike.
Yeah, Clint Hurdle's just not been able to get him out of the lineup. He's been that good. Not only getting hits, but as a leadoff hitter. Starling Marte continues to struggle, the guy that's been leading off for the Pirates. But now it's Harrison.
I hope you had a chance to watch Brewers live pregame show today. Telly Hughes had an interesting story about Josh Harrison and his uncle, John Shelby, who is a Brewers coach. And their connection, very tight, those two. T-Bone very happy about Harrison's success, just hopes he's a little quiet here over the next 2 days. Into right. That ball's hit well. Braun feeling for the wall, reaches up, makes the catch. It wasn't the prettiest catch, but it's in the glove for an out. And Harrison is retired.
Yeah, he thought he was closer to the wall than he actually was. He jumped up. He still had maybe 3 feet to go back. But Harrison put the charge into that one to the opposite field. Ryan thinking he's right up against the wall, wasn't, but able to make the catch anyway.
Can be a tricky wall out there. It's 21 feet high. And that number is for Roberto Clemente. You see the 21 number there on the wall, the retired number, the great Pirate who roamed right field for many years. It's a chain link fence in front of the out-of-town scores. You can get some odd bounces, tricky hops off that wall as well. And there's always that last-minute decision whether to try to make a catch or play it back and play it off a hop and try to hold a player to a single or a double. So Braun makes the play for an out.
A lot of crazy configurations here in the outfield fence as you go around from left to right. A big power alley out there into left center. 410, the deepest part of the ballpark. It goes out quickly. If you hit home runs, you get them down the lines, you have a chance to get one that you don't get all of. But other than that, you better hit the ball well to hit it out of this ballpark.
Yeah, it's 399 to straightaway center. And even though the dimensions don't feel bigger than most parks, first of all, it's the alleys, number one, but it's also something about Pittsburgh being right on the water. I'm not sure if that's scientifically true or not, but the ball just typically doesn't travel well here. Prevailing wind usually blowing in as Walker sends one high in the air to Davis. Dealing with that high sky out there as he makes a play for out number 2.
Man, if you're going to be a fly ball pitcher, this isn't a bad place to pitch as long as you keep them gap to gap. Wind was blowing out last night. Looks like it's blowing in ever so gently coming in from left. At least it is right now. It'll change.
Well, it's a great ballpark. They've hosted an all-star game here. Last year they made it into the postseason and really showed its mettle when this place was packed and loud. And this has been a very good baseball market, but they do not support their team when they're losing, and they had a lot of losing over the last 2 decades. But it is a great sports town. You can just tell by the enthusiasm over the Steelers and the Penguins, and then of course as the Pirates have gotten better over the last few years, they've started to draw well, and this is a great venue, great place to be on a Saturday afternoon.
And gorgeous setting. It even gets better, you know, the higher up you are in the seats. You can see the river, you see the setting out there in Pittsburgh, and beautiful ballpark. Certainly is, particularly on a day like today.
Well, the reigning MVP Andrew McCutchen batting with 2 away. Takes a strike from Garza. Now McCutchen homered last night, one of his 2 home runs against Milwaukee. Brewers have had his number this year, but he had 2 hits last night, and he's starting to heat up at the plate. McCutchen off Loesch early, doubled as Gomez wrestled with the sun out there, and then McCutchen was able to come around and score as the Pirates got a couple of runs in the first inning, and then again against Loesch he went deep to left.
They have first pitch curveballs. You got to be careful. This guy looks for location, not so much pitch. First pitch curveball from Loesch, hits it out of the ballpark. You really have to pitch this guy very smart. No telling what he's looking for up there at the plate.
And no secrets between Garza and McCutchen. McCutchen 2 for 10 lifetime against him with a home run, and he loses him here, so a 2-out walk. Base runner for the Buccos in the first inning. That'll bring up Ike Davis.
And Garza had such good command of all of his pitches in that start at Miller Park against the Twins, even the slider. Martin's having a tough time locating that pitch to McCutchen right there, but that was a good pitch, able to keep it on the corners, got some swings, and his fastball is right on the corners.
Here's Davis, the former Met, came to the Pirates in April. McCutchen a threat to run over at first base. One of the fastest players in the big leagues, and there's strike one to Ike Davis. Pirates did a bunch of hitting yesterday with 15 runs and 16 hits. Ike Davis took the collar, though. He was 0 for 3, although he did have an RBI. That one's in the air. Center field for Gomez. And that will retire the side. So a good start for Matt Garza. Puts up a 0 in the first. 1-0 Crew. That's a good way to do it right there. Having a little nautical tailgate party out there on the Allegheny. Our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery if you're just picking us up. This was a wild ride around the bases for Segura. An error got him to first, and then Davis committed the error there. Missed the ball, then threw the next one away. That allowed Segura to go to third. Our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery. And that's a freaky fast way to get 3 errors on the board.
3 errors and 1 at bat, right?
And 1 hit, coach.
Yeah.
That throw by Volquez hit Garth Orge right in the helmet. So maybe it was destiny that Segura ended up at third base, which is probably where he was going anyway after that ball looked like it was maybe headed for the seats. So that's how the game started today. Pirates failed to score in the first, and now we go to the second inning with Aramis Ramirez leading off. Aramis returning from the disabled list on Wednesday. He was in the designated hitter role for the first 2 days back in Minnesota. Played third base last night for the first time. Has hits in each of his games since his return. Muscles one into shallow right field. Harrison coming in, can't get there. A base hit. And Ramirez keeps his hitting streak alive since his return. It's at 4 in a row.
That little jam shot in the right. Harrison playing very deep. Got a bad break on it. An infielder by trade. They got him in right field because of his bat. Check out the Pirates defense. We talked about how poor they've been so far this year. Not 50 errors. It was 49 errors for the Pirates. One of the worst defensive teams in the National League. But they do have a Gold Glover behind home plate. Back in 2007, Russell Martin, the linchpin to this ball club. What an influence he has been. for Clint Hurdle in that starting lineup.
And of all the changes that they've made here, upgrading their roster, Martin might be one of the most significant when you consider what he does behind the plate with this pitching staff defensively. And that gold patch on his chest from his Gold Glove award-winning days. He's the last Gold Glove award winner behind the plate since Yadier Molina's reign beginning in 08.
And the gold eyes peering through that catcher's mask. I like it.
Chris Davis with Ramirez at first.
You know, those are those amber vision sunglasses where it doesn't really darken anything, it just eliminates glare.
Now, there is a lot of glare today, and we welcome the glare. Beautiful sunny day here. Chris Davis down on the count 0-2 has a sustained stretch of good hitting at the plate. He made a bit of a mechanical tweak, he told Telly Hughes, and it's paid off in a big way. Mike Davis will watch that one off the dugout.
Yeah, just trying to stay on time. You can see what he's done since May 19th, hitting almost 400, driving in some runs. 6 home runs, 14 RBIs. He's been able to score some runs, all part and parcel to the Brewers' revamped offense, and Chris Davis has been a big part of that.
6 of his 10 home runs, and more than half of his RBIs coming in that stretch since May 19th. Davis had a 9-game hitting streak in that stretch as well. Another 0-2 pitch from Volquez. A ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the big adjustment that Davis has made is being on time. The timing mechanism on that front foot. Sometimes he gets a little bit ahead of himself trying to pull the baseball, meaning he starts his swing before his front foot comes down. And Johnny Nairn has been preaching to every one of his hitters. Being on time means keeping that front foot down, getting it down, and then start your swing.
And down he goes. Volquez strikes him out. First K for Edinson Volquez, and 1 away in the second inning. A little off-speed number from Volquez.
Yep, cutter or slider, one of the two, and it's been a good pitch for him so far. Down and away, and Davis swings over the top of it. Edinson Volquez with a good record against the Brewers, but his earned run average at about 4.5. Which I guess if you think about it, that's a quality start. You know, 3 runs in 6 innings. That's a 4.50 earned run average.
That'll get you paid.
Yeah.
Here's Scooter Gennett. Got Ramirez at first. Scooter is another hitter who is going along well right now. Gennett has 4 hits on the road trip, including a home run. I beg your pardon. He has 3 hits on the road trip. He's 3 for 7. Couldn't read my own handwriting there for a minute.
Good look at that changeup right there. Good pitch. Good arm action on it. Just kills the speed by about 8 or 9 miles an hour.
Well, it looks like he has his good stuff early. Brewers fortunate that they got an early run against him. It's never been a question of stuff with Edinson Volquez, and one of the great stories about him, one of the more amazing stories, is that the last pitch he threw that snapped the tendon in his elbow that required the Tommy John surgery was 94 miles an hour when he was with the Cincinnati Reds. He was traded from the Reds to the Padres. He was involved in the Matt Latos deal. He's been on the comeback trail for the last few years, but maybe pitching with his best stuff since the injury. There's a breaking ball, and Gennett fouls it off. He just got a piece to stay alive.
Man, it's taken a while to get back to 94 miles an hour. It's just been recently, the last few starts. They're finally back, and Scooter just able to hang on that big breaking pitch.
Volquez began his career with the Texas Rangers. Had all kinds of disciplinary problems with the Rangers, and the Rangers and the Reds decided to make a swap. One problem for another. Edinson Volquez for Josh Hamilton. And each of those players ended up in the All-Star game the very next year. That trade went down in 07. And Volquez made the All-Star team in 08 as a Red. Hamilton made the All-Star team as a Ranger in 08. Remember that memorable All-Star game at Yankee Stadium. Jeanette cuts and misses. Down he goes, going with a breaking ball again. Jeanette is a strikeout victim. Back-to-back Ks.
Yeah, more curveballs than changeups so far for Volquez. Hey, looking for the best deal on Brewers tickets? With Brewers Dynamic Deals, you can catch all of the electrifying action at Miller Park for as low as $9. To find the best deals on Brewers tickets all season long, visit brewers.com/deals. We got some interesting wording this year on the Brewers promos. Dynamic deals, electrifying action.
Nice.
I mean, they're adding some excitement to these things.
I thought you were doing that. I thought you were taking editorial license with those.
No. I read them as they're written.
Overbay, a big swing and a miss.
Got some professionals writing that stuff up down.
Well, they know it's risky when you start getting into 3 and 4 syllables.
You know, that was before now. That was before Matt LePay.
Oh, I see.
And now I'm all over the promos.
Yeah, he's taking you to another level.
He has. He's had me. He convinced me to take them seriously.
And our sponsors appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Overbay cracks one to left. It's got a little carry to it. Tabata back and makes a catch to end the inning. A leadoff single by Ramirez. Brewers stranded right there.
As Matt Garza goes back to the mound for his second inning of work, and I had a chance to catch up with Ron Renicky before today's game to ask him about Matt Garza and his last couple of starts. He said he's pitching very well as of late, and it all has to do with his fastball command. He said that sets up his complementary pitches, and when he can't command that fastball, that's when he relies on those other pitches, and that gets him in trouble. And we saw that a little bit with that Andrew McCutchen at bat, and we'll see if Garza can get back on track here in this second inning. And for more pitching news, let's head down to our Blaine's Farm and Fleet down on the farm where Tom Gorzolani made the start for the Nashville Sounds last night. I was told that things went really well. He felt good. He was able to keep good velocity and keep it consistent in 34 pitches. He only gave up one hit and had one strikeout. He will make another appearance down in Nashville on Monday, and he will come out of the bullpen during that session. But BA and Rock, the Brewers are going to have to make a decision on Garza come next Thursday. It's been 30 days. It will be 30 days since he had been in Nashville, and the Brewers will have to make a decision if they're going to keep him down there or bring him up then.
Yeah, and if he's healthy, obviously you have to bring him up or let him go, essentially. Thank you, Telly. And Gorzelani was interesting in yesterday's game in Memphis. Gorzelani actually started that game. Gordash was saying that it was an opportunity to have it in somewhat of a controlled environment because they needed to see him go multiple innings, and he went 2 1/3 last night. The guy who finished the game was Jimmy Nelson, and Nelson picked up his 7th win, 6 shutout innings to finish the game. He struck out 7, so he got a little bit of a taste of what it's like to finish a ball game, and he just continues to roll. Nelson won his 7th game of the year. He came up to the Brewers and got a win in Miami, and starting to look like a big league pitcher with every time out in AAA.
Yeah, the Brewers have a couple of guys down in the minor leagues, down at AAA, that they could bring up at any time.
Little jam shot by Martin, and Garza makes a heck of a play for the out. Over the shoulder, looking back into the sun. That was a terrific play by Matt Garza.
Yeah, who says he has a tough time fielding his position? The tough part of this play is to stay on your feet going down the hill, the backside of the mound. He stays on his feet, is able to keep his eye on the baseball, and is able to get the out on his own. Pitchers can catch pop-ups. That's a heck of a play.
No question.
That's a lot tougher than it looks.
Yeah, and the way the sun sets here in Pittsburgh, at this time of year, it is basically right above where we're sitting. So as you peer up above the stands, it's right there. He was looking right into that sun.
Man, what a knuckle buster that was for Russell Martin. Talk about jamming a hitter.
Oh, here is Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez comes in with 11 home runs, 33 driven in, on pace for another 30 homer season. He's had 30 homer seasons the last 2 years as he drills one into right center field, and Braun can't get there, and it goes all the way to the wall. Alvarez will stop at second with a double. And the first Pittsburgh hit against Matt Garza is a 2-bagger.
Pedro Alvarez has had a lot of success against Matt Garza in his career. Alvarez, a .375 hitter coming in. Blisters that one into the gap out there, and Braun just couldn't catch up to it, and a leadoff 1-out double for Pedro Alvarez. Well, he hit that one hard. Alvarez and Tabata, next hitter for the Pirates, have had the most success against Garza.
Well, Tabata will step in here with Alvarez at second base. And Tabata takes the first pitch. Jose Tabata is 7 for 16 lifetime against Garza. .438 hitter. Garza's punched him out twice. And it has been Tabata who has gotten the playing time recently instead of Starling Marte. Be the 4th consecutive game Marte has not been in the starting lineup. We saw Marte last night. He pinch hit. He stayed in the game. Had a misplay in center field on a fly ball. And what has been a valuable player in Tabata, or rather in Marte, is not available at this point for Clint Hurdle, at least not trustworthy as a starter at this point.
And very perplexing for the Pirates after the year that he put together last year. And just signed a big deal. And Marte right now is 0 for his last 20. That's why he's on the bench. And as we saw last night, not doing much defensively either.
Now Garza missing badly. Walked him on 4 straight. So a double and a walk. Second walk issued by Garza. 2 on with 1 out. Let's give you a look at the Feltco All-Star voting update. There are 8 players on the All-Star ballot for the Brewers this year. You can vote Up to 25 times per email account at Brewers.com. The second release of the All-Star voting results. And a couple of guys in there you'd like to see push a little higher, specifically Lucroy and Gomez. Gomez is fifth among outfielders. Top three will start. Lucroy is third among National League catchers. Looks like a runaway train in Yadier Molina right now.
Well, he's got the reputation for sure, and no doubt an all-star, but no catcher in baseball is having a better year than Jonathan Lucroy, both at the plate and defensively.
2 on, 1 away. Jordy Mercer, who drove in 3 last night, hit a home run last night. Swinging the bat with a lot of confidence right now.
So much so that he's kept Clint Barmas on the bench, who has always been considered the better of the two offensively. Barmas the better hitter, Mercer the better defender. But Mercer now putting it all together.
Well, Hurdle put Mercer in the 8th spot in the order. Little half swing foul by Mercer. Didn't mean to do it. Count goes to 0-2. Ever since Mercer's been hitting 8th, he's been producing well. That's not an easy spot to hit in a National League setting, hitting 8th in front of the pitcher. But Mercer's hitting at a 280 clip as an 8th place hitter. That's in 24 games as well. Has a couple of home runs down there too.
It's not an easy spot, that spot in front of the pitcher.
And a shot. Garza makes the catch. And the out at second, or did he? Somewhere there's an out. And I believe it's at second base. I thought he caught it on the fly.
No, Garza spins around and he throws it before Segura's even close, and he one-hops it. Check this out. That's a good pick right between the leg. Look at the throw, though. What is that?
That's just get rid of it.
Get rid of it as quickly as you can, but Mercer able to beat it at first base.
I thought he caught it in the air and it was going to be a double play at the bag. But it was on the hop. Garza does get the out. If it's a better throw, they've got a chance at a 1-6-3 double play. But it wasn't.
That's about as bad a throw as you can make and still get it out at second base.
Just think about the contrast in the throw the other direction that led to the throw to second.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just something in there that it prohibits Garza from making throws to bases.
Well, it's all about the footwork. I mean, he gets tied up in the footwork when he's trying to make that throw to second base. He didn't even move his legs that time.
So here's Volquez, the pitcher, and on the first swing it's out to Jeanette, and that will retire the side. Pirates get a hit and a walk. They fail to score. 1-0 Crew. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Marshfield Clinic, don't just live, shine. And by Gerhard's, the kitchen and bath store. Find inspiration for your home, remodel, or new construction project at Gerhard's. Day 2 in the Bird, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Brewers lead 1-0. Got a gift run in the first after 3 Pirates errors. And Matt Garza ready to lead off this third inning against Volquez. Garza flashing a little leather in our Southwest Airlines non-stoppable play. How about this catch over the shoulder, dealing with the sun to retire Russell Martin.
A tougher play than it looks. And then you got this right between the legs. And then how about the throw? Get rid of it quickly. And most guys are going to set themselves, get a nice crow hop, and throw a strike to second base. And that throw right there cost him a double play.
It's all about touch.
But he got an out. He got an out at second base. Sometimes it's just something in a player's head. Sometimes it's a pitcher, sometimes a position player that you get the thing, the yips on the throws, and Garza's had it for a while. And it's amazing. You can throw a baseball 60 feet 6 inches in the size of about a teacup.
That's right.
But having a tough time throwing to the bases. Just one of those things for him.
Garza leading off here against Volquez. And then Segura followed by Braun. Garza does have a hit this year. He's 1 for 25. I think for Garza, once he gets his hit for the season, he can relax a little bit at the plate. Just don't want to go over. He's a .088 career hitter. Shatters his bat. The bat head goes a lot further than the ball as Volquez makes the play. Look at that bat head out there near the cut of the grass behind third.
Man, that two-seam fastball from Volquez, I mean, just ate him up inside. That's a good pitch by Edinson Volquez. Watch the movement as it comes in on the hands of Garza. You know, the end of the bat goes further than the baseball. Left holding the handle right there. They don't make bats like they used to. Pedro Alvarez has to be heads up out there.
That one came helicoptering past his head. So to the top of the order now. Here's Segura. Reached on an error. Scored a run in the first inning. That was the sequence where the Pirates made 3 errors. Mercer committed an error to allow Segura to first, and then Davis with 2 errors on the same play that allowed Segura to third. Lucroy drove him in with a sac fly.
Yeah, look up there and you see 3 errors for the Pittsburgh Pirates, but it's only cost them 1 run. Usually 3 errors on the board means big numbers for the offense.
Two balls and a strike on Segura with Ryan Braun to follow. 1 out for Volquez in tight. Second time through the batting order against Volquez. And Segura, a little tapper back to the mound. And a couple of 1-3 putouts for Volquez. 2 outs in the third inning.
Yeah, that brings us to today's having a game winner. It's New Paradise Lounge in Madison, Wisconsin. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game. It's offered courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and our good friends at Miller Lite.
Pirates fans greeting Ryan Braun. He popped up to second base in the first inning. And Braun takes a strike. Braun did hit third one day this past week. That was the day Lucroy was out of the lineup. Lucroy had the day off. That was on Tuesday. So 12 of the last 13 games, Braun has batted second. And during that stretch, he's hitting .380 with 2 homers and 10 RBIs in those 13 games.
And the Brewers offense has been performing pretty well. Ron Renicky likes the way his lineup is set up right now. Really does. And it's taken a while to figure it out with all the injuries. Drawn out for a considerable period of time. Ramirez had Gomez on the. He was suspended for a few games. But this is a lineup that Ron Renicky feels is going to score some runs on a consistent basis.
That's on the outside corner. Called strike. Braun asking Mike Everett how far he'll go with that. That was close, but gets the call.
Looks like a strike.
Yeah. Not all umpires see those pitches right there as strikes. And Braun strikes out. Volquez with a 1-2-3 inning, including a strikeout of Ryan Braun. Defense, Pirates coming up, and the Brewers leading 1-0. Carsoup.com trivia question: who was the first National League Center Field Gold Glove Award winner? So the first NL Center Field Gold Glove Award winner. 2011 is a hint. Does that help you?
No.
Good question today. Brian Michalogic.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Director of Carsoup.com trivia question.
There are a lot of. Oh, NL Central. Okay. Is that what it said? I wasn't quite sure about the question. What was the question? Can you pop it up there again? I guess not.
You know, they don't designate outfielders as Josh Harrison steps in. So in 2011, they started designating the individual positions of the Gold Glovers. So Gold Glovers used to be right fielders, left fielders. So now you get a center field Gold Glove Award winner. Used to be just outfield. Does that make sense?
Just three outfielders.
I think it's
right?
a little bit of a trick question.
Yeah, I think so. What isn't the center fielder your best
There've been plenty of center fielders to win the Gold Glove.
Yeah, right.
But it's not a center field Gold Glove award winner, technically. It's on a technicality today. I told you, B-Mick, he's in rare form, man. Top of the Pirates order. Pirates have 2 walks and a double by Alvarez. Garza with 2 scoreless on the board. Saw some news around Major League Baseball. Could or could not have concerned the Brewers. There's been a lot of talk on the rumor circuit. You know how we like to dig into the rumor mill. But Kendrys Morales was available, and he ended up signing with the Minnesota Twins today. So the Twins, after the Tigers slide, feeling like they're right in it. As Harrison hammers one to left field. Davis going back, and he's got it for the out.
Bad luck for Harrison today, huh? One to right, one to left. 2 pretty good catches. Carlos Gomez's turn next time. Hey, Harrison puts a charge into this one to left field. Hit the one in the first inning to right field up against the wall. This one takes Davis midway on the warning track. Never takes his eye off it, has the glasses on, and hauls it in.
Nice running catch by Chris Davis. And Harrison robbed twice. 0 for 2. Here's Neil Walker now with 1 away. Yeah, a lot of the experts were thinking that the Brewers were deep in the game for Kendrys Morales. I saw, the Mariners at one point. I don't think I saw any reports, any speculation about the Minnesota Twins with Morales. Walker lines one to right, base hit. So the Pirates continue to put Garza in the stretch. They've had a man on in each of the first 3 innings today.
That's kind of the way it goes, isn't it? The team that's laying in the weeds ends up plucking that free agent or that player that's available, and not a whole lot of talk about it.
Makes a lot of sense in the American League. I'm not sure it made a lot of sense for the Brewers in the National League.
Twins are hanging in there in that American League Central. They are.
Yeah, the Tigers keep falling from grace. Here's McCutchen, the reigning MVP in the National League. A bouncer, Garza, off his bare hand and no play anywhere. Man, oh man, that was an out at second. Garza realizes it now.
Yeah, should have let it go. Last thing a pitcher wants to do is to try and knock down a baseball with his bare hand. Not a good idea at all. Throws it up there, slows it down enough, gets nobody, and that might have been an easy force out at second base had he let it go.
And Scooter Gennett standing right on the bag. He was right there.
And it might have been 2, but your reaction is the ball's coming at you, try and grab it. And it's hard to tell a guy to keep the hand out of there, but of course a little bit easier to tell a pitcher to keep his bare hand off the baseball.
All right, so 2 on now. And here is Ike Davis. You got Walker and McCutchen on the bases. Back-to-back singles.
And for a guy that has struggled from time to time fielding his position, the Pirates are putting a lot of pressure on Garza in the early going here today.
Well, Garza retired Davis in the first inning to end the inning. Got him to fly out to center field, a lazy fly ball to Gomez. Davis has an overall batting average of .247, but he's been swinging the bat better as a Pirate. And if you go back to May 6th, he's hitting .298. That's the best batting average among all National League first basemen since that stretch. So he's starting to pick it up a little bit.
He needed a change of scenery. That's all it was. I mean, sometimes that'll really help a player. You kind of get bogged down with an organization. You get labeled. Fans start to get on you. Move to a different team. You relax a little bit more. And now, like Davis, certainly the player again that he was early on in his career with the Mets.
Davis has a long hitless streak going as well. A little tapper in front of the plate. Lucroy will go to first, and Davis now 0 for his last 19 at the plate. Second out of the inning. Both runners advance, second and third with 2 away, and Russell Martin coming up.
It's a pretty good lineup here in Pittsburgh. We're going to have Martin in the 5th spot. You got Alvarez, the big power 6, Tabata. I mean, this is an offense that's starting to put it all together, starting to click a little bit and put some runs on the board. Took them a while, but they're starting to swing it.
Brewers lead 1-0. A base hit would put the Pirates on top if it reaches the outfield grass. McCutchen with great speed at second base as Martin takes one inside. Garza retired Martin. That was that over the shoulder catch on that jam shot pop up behind the mound. Snapped a string of reaching base for Russell Martin. Yesterday reached base safely in all 5 of his plate appearances.
And this is the guy that Garza wants. He wants Martin. He's had good success against Martin. He has not been able to get Alvarez out too much in his career. And Martin's got the count in his favor.
And the 2-0 is a jam shot foul. Garza back in there with the fastball.
Martin 1 for 8 against Garza in his career. Alvarez much better.
And Alvarez doubled his last time up against Garza. Rather have that guy lead off next inning. 2 on, 2 out. And another jam shot foul. Garza keeps pouring him in there on Martin. 2-2 the count.
And that wanted to allow him to get his arms extended. Busted him inside, but he didn't want to leave it out over the plate, though. He's been missing in off the plate as opposed to getting too much of the plate. That's the danger when you pitch inside.
Well, we'll see how much Garza believes in his slider here. When he's got a good one going, this would call for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that was down in the dirt.
Okay, change up that time. It didn't have the break of a slider. He does throw some change ups. And a good block by Lucroy once again. I mean, it's becoming routine for Jonathan being able to keep pitches in the dirt in front of him.
Saves a run. It's like hitting a home run for a catcher.
But it's anything but routine. But he makes it look easy.
So the count is full. 2 on, 2 out. Martin takes ball 4. Garza missed. And now the base is loaded.
Now this is the guy you don't want to have to come up with this situation. Alvarez has had great success against Garza. Russell Martin did not.
Big spot for Garza. Milwaukee leading 1-0. Pirates have the bases loaded and their best home run hitter at the plate. Brewers put the shift on, expecting Alvarez to pull. There's a little broken bat. Jeanette on the run. That is going to fall. A base hit. Walker is in. Here comes McCutchen, and he'll score. And just like that, the Pirates are on top.
Yeah, that didn't take long, did it? Well, you walk the guy you've been able to handle throughout your career, and then with the bases loaded, you have to face a guy that's handled you. Second hit for Alvarez. Didn't hit it all that well, but dumps it into right field for a couple of RBIs with 2 outs. Well, you could see that coming, couldn't you?
So Alvarez with 2 hits today. Now 35 runs batted in. That ties him with Neil Walker for the club high. And here's another guy that's had a lot of success against Garza, Jose Tabata. First and third with 2 away. Into right field. Braun is there. And that will retire the side. But the Pirates score with 2 outs. A 2 RBI single from Alvarez. And they lead now. Lead it as we head to the 4th inning. And now time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag WisFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast. It's all brought to you by AT&T. Thanks for playing along. Beautiful day here in Pittsburgh. The Brewers now trailing 2-1 after that 2 RBI single by Alvarez. And Edson Volquez, who looks like he has very good stuff here today, ready to face Jonathan Lucroy to start it. It'll be Lucroy, Gomez, and Ramirez.
And the thing is, the first time through the batting order, well, first time through and 2 hitters, haven't seen too much of the changeup from Volquez. I mean, a lot of people will say in baseball that's his best pitch. It's basically been fastball, curveball, and slider, and really has not had to use his changeup too much. Maybe he's thrown a couple, but that's it. But normally when you're facing Volquez, you're thinking good fastball and a very good changeup, and that has not been his pattern so far.
Lucroy will lead the way. He drove in the only run of the game for the Brewers in the 1st inning. A sacrifice fly. That was an unearned run on Volquez, with 3 errors committed in that 1st inning. Lucroy now with 27 runs batted in. Leads all big league catchers in batting average. And find him among National League leaders in doubles as well.
He just had a good approach from day one. Tough to pitch to because he hits the ball all over the diamond, line to line. Not looking to pull it, but he can if he needs to.
Now Lucroy with 21 doubles. He's 2 behind Paul Goldschmidt and Chase Utley. They're tied for the league lead with 23. Gomez is on that list as well. He's currently tied for 5th in the league in doubles. And those 2 hitting back to back to start this 4th inning. Volquez was on the mound the last time the Pirates had a lopsided win against the Brewers. He beat Gallardo that day. That was in that 11-2 game. Both of his starts this year against Milwaukee prior to today have been against Gallardo.
Yeah, Volquez was a starting pitcher in the game here in Pittsburgh that the Pirates put up 11 runs on Milwaukee. Of course, the big outburst in the 8th inning, Volquez was gone.
Two and two, and Lucroy pulls it foul. Cardinals have won today. The Brewers trying to maintain their 5-game lead in the National League Central. And the Pirates have climbed within 6 of Milwaukee with Pittsburgh's win yesterday. Reds are 7.5 back. Cubs are 10 back. Cubs are hot though. They've won 4 in a row. Longest winning streak in the major leagues currently, the Toronto Blue Jays on another long winning streak.
Yeah, there's something else, aren't they?
Yeah, they just had their 6-game winning streak snapped today. They got a big lead in their division as well in the AL East. Brewers are going to see the Blue Jays coming up soon. Going to be a 2-game series in Toronto.
San Francisco Giants with the best record in baseball, 40-21. They've got an 8.5-game lead already. How about the Giants?
Yeah, Giants are rolling. They got Matt Cain back on the mound last night, and all their pieces back together again. Here's a 3-2, and Lucroy fouls it away. Let's check in with Telly. Had a chat with the manager about watching the division races and the Brewers being in first place. What do you have to say, Telly?
Well, BA, the Brewers have been in first place for a solid 2 months now, and he said that he, of course, liked the fact that how well they got off, but the sign of a good team is how they handle adversity. He said they've been able to bounce back, and even when they're not playing well, they'll be able to get back on track. He said that's how it's been over the last month. They've been on and off at times, but he said that's also a sign of a good team because they're able to continue to bounce back and be resilient.
There's a couple of gut-wrenching losses that you thought might send the Brewers into a bit of a tailspin, but they've come back on both occasions and won the next day. You see where the Brewers are starting play today. Again, that Cardinals game is over, so the updated standings, the lead is 4.5. Lucroy into left center. What an at-bat. Lucroy fouling off a number of pitches, delivers with a leadoff single here in the 4th.
That's a 10-pitch at bat for Lucroy, making Volquez work, and ends up with a base hit. So a sacrifice fly and a base hit for Lucroy. Just continues to swing the bat well. You notice he was out in front but kept his hands back and give him an opportunity to put some power behind that swing. That's one of the reasons why he's one of the best in the league as far as batting average goes. Look at the spray chart. I mean, there's not one way to pitch him or to defend him, and that opens up holes in that infield.
Well, he's aboard as the tying run here in the 4th for Carlos Gomez.
Now, you can be out in front with the body as long as you keep the hands back. You still have enough to be able to hit the ball hard. And Luke did a nice job with that.
Gomez with 12 home runs. Mark Reynolds is the club leader in that category. Reynolds not in the starting lineup today. Buckled his knees in there for a strike. Here's the Powerball home run leaderboard. You've got Reynolds with 13. Chris Davis has been on a home run binge lately. He's done most of his damage. 6 of his 10 home runs coming in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, Brewers 3rd in the league in home runs. You talk about you know, the way the Brewers have been able to stay in first base. You know, they had a stretch where they had Braun and Ramirez both on a disabled list, but you know, those were the times where the pitching was dominant. Brewers didn't need a whole lot of runs to score runs or to win ball games, but you know, that can't last forever. Offense got to pick it up. It has been lately. Ron Rennecke's shifted the lineup around. He's got Segura and Braun at the top. Guys starting to swing the bats. Got to start taking the pressure off that pitching staff a little bit. The innings for the bullpen are starting to rack up.
1 ball, 1 strike on Gomez with Lucroy at first. And he got one in on Gomez's hands. Both of these pitchers are breaking some bats today. Volquez and Garza. Gomez is out for the second time. He's 0 for 2. And 1 away with Lucroy still at first.
Pitching inside is a lost art. Volquez is doing a nice job of it today. So is Garza, for that matter. Even the pitch that he threw to Alvarez for the base hit jammed him. Got the fastball in on him. Talking about Garza, but Volquez has always been a guy that's liked to pitch inside. Establish the inside corner, then use the changeup. Hadn't seen too many changeups yet.
Here's Aramis Ramirez with 1 away. But a fastball by him. Ramirez ready to hack. Aramis singled his last time up. Shot one into right field. It was a jam shot as well. Ramirez has a home run since returning from the DL. That came in Minnesota his first night back. That was a 3-run home run to tie the game late. Ouch. Inside. And that is a hit batter. Not a foul ball. It got him on the hand. I was waiting for the call from Mike Everett, but Ramirez is aboard, but this is a little scary here when you're talking about the hands of a hitter.
Yeah, get him on the wrist. Looks like they got him right on the hand, and that happens to Ramirez from time to time because he does drift a little bit, looking to pull the baseball, expose those hands. And talk about Volquez establishing inside. He's pitching inside a lot, and that one got away from him.
Athletic trainer Dan Wright, quick visit, but it looks like Ramirez is all right. That's a bat you can't afford to lose again.
Yeah, not again. Missed him 3 weeks. Getting hit on the hand, not much better than getting hit on the wrist.
All right, so Ramirez will remain first and second now with Chris Davis coming up. Here's a guy who can hit a good fastball. And Davis in the air to left field. Tobin on the run, can't get it. And it bounces out. In the score is Lucroy. The game is tied on a ground rule double by Chris Davis.
And look at a breaking ball that stayed inside on Davis, and he just tomahawked it. One hop out of here to left. And not messing around at all is Davis. There it is, a breaking pitch. It stayed middle in, and he ripped it down the line. Not sure if Ramirez was going to be able to score if it stayed in play anyway. One hops over the wall and run in, so we all tied up, and Davis hammers that one, a breaking pitch.
Second hit of the inning. Remember that 10-pitch at bat by Lucroy, and a single to start this 4th inning. Ramirez is there at third after being hit by a pitch. Second and third with 1 out for Scooter Gennett. A strikeout victim his last time up. There's the changeup. Volquez gave Gennett a steady diet of curveballs or breaking balls in the second inning to strike him out.
Yeah, Scooter handles the fastball pretty well, whether it's in or away.
Got a chance to give the Brewers the lead in the 4th.
Figure Volquez wants to go right after Gennett here. It looks like they might put him on and have Overbay come up with the bases loaded. How about this move?
Very interesting.
Yeah. I was going to say they want to get Jeanette so they can walk Overbay, but they're walking Scooter to get to Lyle Overbay. How about that?
And Clint Hurdle figuring the way out of this inning is Overbay, a struggling hitter, and then the pitcher Garza. So they'll take their chances. Oh, that's got to be a little bit of an insult to Lyle Overbay. We'll see if he can make him pay.
Taking a big risk right there. You figure that they wanted to try to get Jeanette, then walk Overbay, but they don't. They do it the other way around.
Bases loaded, 1 away. Game is tied at 2. And Hurdle essentially daring Lyle Overbay to do some damage. Doesn't believe he can. And Overbay delivers a base hit back up the middle. Ramirez is in. Here comes Chris Davis. He'll score. Boy, that's got to be a sweet feeling for Lyle Overbay. A 2 RBI single to give the Brewers the lead.
Basically, take that. Pittsburgh Pirates, walk him, would you, to get to me? You know, the veteran Overbay, he's been in these spots a lot. Curveball, you figure he was sitting on one. He's been watching Volquez throw that breaking pitch a lot in this game. Picks on a first pitch curveball and rips it into center field. Good for him.
Overbay, even though his batting average is low, he's had very good success with runners in scoring position this year.
He's a veteran. He hasn't been around as long as he has for, making a lot of mistakes and not knowing what's going on up there at the plate.
He's hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position. Hurdle took the chance and it cost him, and now Garza's got a chance to get a bunt down, which could lead to another run. We'll see. Garza bunts. Jeanette will watch, and the throw to first. So it'll be a sacrifice for Garza as he advances Overbay.
Jeanette was creeping down that line. If that ball was bunted towards second base, it got by the pitcher, he would have taken off and tried to score. You see Garza a little bit upset with himself, thinking if I bunted it a little bit harder, I might have had an RBI.
Well, the result is 1 advance runner, and the Brewers have 2 in scoring position again for Gene Segura. 4-2 Milwaukee. Segura, the 8th batter of the inning.
Now, this is a pattern from Edinson Volquez that we haven't seen a whole lot of. I mean, this is his 3rd start against the Brewers this year. And he's throwing what, maybe 3 or 4 changeups. That's it. That's usually his best pitch. And a lot of curveballs, sliders, fastballs, and he's completely changing around his pattern.
Volquez has given up more earned runs in this inning against the Brewers than he had in his first 2 starts combined against Milwaukee. Brewers with 2 big hits with runners in scoring position. Davis and Overbay. Three runs in, 2nd and 3rd, 2 gone. And it's 2 balls and a strike on Segura. Now, this is a spot where hitting in front of Ryan Braun allows you to be aggressive. No pitcher, even with a base open at first, wants to have Braun at the plate. You figure he's going to put one in there for him at a 2-1 count.
And he's going to pitch to him. He's going to make Segura driving the runs. He doesn't want to have to deal with Braun for sure.
And Segura over to first. Davis, a race to the bag, and he beats him there to end the inning. But the Brewers get 3 big ones. Risk reward for Clint Hurdle after a 10-pitch at bat. Lucroy singled, a hit batter. Davis with an RBI double, and the big one, Lyle Overbay drives in a pair with a single, and the Brewers are on top again. after a 3-run top of the 4th inning. RBIs from Davis and Overbay. We head to the bottom of the 4th now. Back to our Carsoup.com trivia. The first National League center field Gold Glove Award winner. They used to be known as outfield Gold Glove winners, but it was Matt Kemp in 2011. Now they specified left, center, and right. It's just being a little crafty today.
What's the connection with Matt Kemp?
No connection other than these are the 3 Gold Glove Award winners since they've actually been designated as center field Gold Glove Award winners.
Thank you for bringing that full circle for me.
Kemp, McCutchen, and Gomez. You have 2 of the 3.
You know what? My mistake. I apologize. Yep, I get it.
Back in your hole, Rock.
I'm back. That's a little bit too much thinking right there for a weekend. That's a great Monday trivia question where you start thinking again.
I think Brian Michalogic's just setting us up for a leisurely Sunday tomorrow. Jordy Mercer leads off for the Pirates. And a bouncer to short. Backhanded Segura. Nice and easy throw across for the first out.
Yeah, important inning for Matt Garza. He's got to keep that pitch count down. We mentioned that the Brewers bullpen a bit short today. Wong threw a couple of innings in yesterday's ball game. Thornburg had a long outing. He's got to be able to get into the 6th or 7th inning minimum here tonight or today. Need some quick outs.
Volquez takes strike 1 from Garza. Those shutdown innings so important, especially when you're at the bottom of the lineup and you're offered a chance to get through an inning. Volquez not much of a hitter. Garza could use a quick inning here. Garza with 55 pitches. Number 56 on the way, and Volquez out to Segura. Nice easy hop for him. 2 up and 2 down, both outs to the Brewers shortstop.
Hey, the action at Miller Park heats up on Friday the 13th. That's June 13th. That's through Sunday the 15th when the Brewers square off against the Cincinnati Reds in a weekend showdown. Reserve your spot at the ballpark today at 414-902-4000 or go to Brewers.com. Cincinnati is a struggling ball club. They've lost 3 in a row. 5 games under 500.
Votto's out of the lineup. And Matt Latos on the disabled list. Jay Bruce is hurt. They've had all kind of trouble there. Here's Josh Harrison.
It's kind of interesting the way the schedule sets up. The Brewers have played 13 interleague games against the American League. The Reds only 5. Kind of interesting the way that works.
Right off the end of the bat, Garza will underhand it to first. And that's the inning he was looking for. 1, 2, 3. The Pirates go in order. Pittsburgh, PA. We head to the 5th. The Brewers are up 4-2. And a 3-run 4th inning. Our AT&T U-verse rewind. Lucroy with the single to start it. Ramirez hit by a pitch. Davis drives in a run, continues to swing the bat well, and then the big hit. Lyle Overbay, after Clint Hurdle had walked Jeanette to load the bases to get to Overbay, delivers on the first pitch, a 2 RBI single, giving the Brewers a 4-2 lead as we go to the 5th inning.
Yeah, opting to go after the wily veteran Lyle Overbay with runners on base as opposed to the second-year player. And Lyle cashes in. He's made a good living getting hits just like that throughout his career.
And that's why you call it a hard .213 batting average.
He's been in and out of the lineup. He's had a rough start, in spring training to get going. But when push comes to shove and you need a big hit, I mean, I'd throw him up there at any point.
Absolutely. And his batting average with runners in scoring position 100 points higher than that. Tells you he's been clutch. So Braun will lead the way this time. It'll be Lucroy to follow, then Gomez. Braun is 0 for 2. Volquez has had his number today. Struck him out his last time up. He's had Braun chasing that fastball. Back inside. Braun whistles one into left field. Tabata's there to make the catch.
Yeah, got it down on the handle just enough to keep it in the ballpark. I mean, if Ryan Braun barrels that one up, that's a home run, but a little bit down on the trademark. And Braun hit it hard. This couldn't quite get the extension. Again, Volquez establishing inside. He started there in the beginning of the game, and he just has stayed inside throughout this day.
One gone for Volquez with Lucroy coming up. Just a classic Lucroy at bat last time. He was leading off the 4th. Volquez got him down 2 strikes pretty quickly and then just kept fouling off pitches. He ended up seeing 10. Volquez couldn't shake him, and it ends up as a base hit to left center. Yes, one thing when you're at the end of an inning, you're at 2 outs, a guy goes a 10-pitch at bat, gets a base hit, but when you start an inning that way,
right,
that can take a little bit out of you.
Yeah, frustrating for a pitcher. Volquez made some pretty good pitches that Lucroy fouled off.
1 ball, 1 strike. Lucroy takes one on the corner. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. This fastball Volquez is throwing today is circa 2010. I don't remember him throwing with his velocity in a while.
It's only been the last few starts.
And Lucroy rolls over one to short. Jordy Mercer will handle it. 2 up and 2 down. Braun and Lucroy retired. Let's take a look at our Powerball home run leaderboard for the team. The Brewers with 65 home runs. Would you say that ranked third?
Third in the league.
So 65 home runs this season for the Brewers. The club leader is Mark Reynolds.
No surprise that the Rockies lead the National League in home runs. Brewers will be in Colorado on the next road trip.
Yeah, Phoenix in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Reynolds and Gomez are inside the top 10 in the league in home runs.
The Rockies have hit 79 home runs already. 10 more than anybody else.
Troy Tulowitzki's hit 16 of those 79 homers. Giancarlo Stanton leads the league in home runs with 17.
You can understand the Rockies leading the league in home runs, but who do you think second? The Giants. That's a big ballpark.
Yeah, that is the big news. Michael Morse. He's hit 13 this year for the Giants. Yeah, that team's brought some thunder to the ballpark this year. to go along with their great pitching.
The Giants are second in the National League in earned run average at 3.04. And they're scoring some runs this year.
Gomez called out on strikes. Hit the edge. 1-2-3 inning for Volquez.
Fifth inning, time to check in with the crew in the community. Reviving baseball in the inner cities is an urban youth baseball initiative that provides youth an opportunity to learn and enjoy the game of baseball. The RBI program encourages participation in baseball while providing youth with a positive team-oriented activity. The season of the whiff is back and smells better than ever. Fans are encouraged to support the Brewers RBI leagues by tweeting #whiff for every strikeout they see. And this is a program that is near and dear to me, guys, because as a youth, I was in the RBI program and had a lot of fun doing it.
Dominated that league, didn't you, Telly?
I wouldn't say dominated.
Dominated. That's not what I heard. Potential RBI League Hall of Famer.
You know what? If he didn't dominate it, he wouldn't have mentioned it.
That's a good point. He did want us to bring that up, didn't he?
I don't have any stats to refer to.
I gotta get some pictures of Telly back in his youth in the RBI leagues. That'd be a good look. Scaring all the rest of the children up there, swinging that big bat. All right, Matt Garza back at work. Volquez with a quick 1-2-3 top of the fifth. Garza had a quick bottom of the fourth and hopes to do the same here in inning number 5. And the muscle coming up here. Walker, McCutchen, and Ike Davis.
That's like me. I would have never, ever brought up my 1 year in basketball in high school.
Did you have a nice year, did you?
Bad. I was a hacker.
Well, you got 5 fouls. I'm sure you used them all.
That's a story for another day.
Speaking of two-sport athletes, there are reports out. Jim Callis is reporting that the Brewers have signed Monte Harrison, who was the kid who had committed to Nebraska to play football and baseball. And if those reports are true, we have not gotten official word yet, but if that's a true report, that is a major sign for the Milwaukee Brewers. Most people felt Harrison was not going to sign a baseball contract, that he was going to go to college. So we'll wait and see on the official word from the Brewers, but that's what's being reported now by Jim Callis. And if it's true, it helps the Badgers in the process, right? Takes a terrific running back off the field.
Now, how do you get that information in the middle of a game? What kind of website are you dialed into?
Well, we have you know, a team of researchers out there, full R&D department, totaling about 100. They're all just clicking away. And we can go to Twitter.
Oh, we can go down the hall and ask Gord.
I actually went down the hall to look for Gord. He was that room was locked up, so I don't think he wants us in there right now.
Yeah.
Gord Ash, assistant general manager, on the trip with us. But that has not been validated or verified by the Brewers yet. Just a rumor. And you know, all rumors are true. So Garza deals, and Walker is down on strikes.
Oh, nice pitch. Good breaking pitch, 85 miles an hour, right under the bat of Walker. That's a big out. Walker's been pretty hot. Look at that pitch. Nice pitch down and in, and Walker right over the top of it. Brewers need a good long start from Matt Garza, and he's off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, had a little trouble in the third inning. Was able to get out of it after the Alvarez 2 RBI single. That gave the Pirates the lead briefly. The Brewers picked him up quickly with 3 in the 4th. Garza pitching with the lead.
He's got the one strikeout, but that's okay. Strikeouts have a tendency to get that pitch count up quickly. I'd much rather get a first, second pitch ground ball than have to strike out hitters. He had 8 his last time out.
Garza hits the corner with a breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on McCutchen. McCutchen walked in the first. He singled and scored in the third. Out ahead of that one, and he fouls it off.
A lot of breaking pitches for Garza today. More than I can remember him making in the past. Usually he relies on the fastball, but been curveballs, some sliders. He's thrown a couple of changeups. I think it's fooled the Pirate hitters so far. That one right down the middle.
A couple of shakeoffs from Garza. He and Lucroy not on the same page just yet. Now he's ready. The 1-2 on the way, and that is just off the plate. 95-mile-an-hour heat from Garza. It's his best fastball of the day.
Well, that's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Missed by half the width of a baseball.
That is a fair ball right on the chalk. Lucroy makes the play for the out. McCutchen is retired. Garza went back to the slider and retired the reigning MVP. 2 quick outs in the 5th.
I guess that's the way you become an MVP. Know your strike zone so well that half the width of a baseball is the difference between a pitch off the plate and a strikeout. I guess you got to know your strike zone that well. A good pitch for Garza to get him on a little 2-foot dribble in front of home plate.
That was nice work by Lucroy. He jumped on that baseball before it had a chance to roll foul, making sure he had the easy out of McCutchen. So 2 gone for Ike Davis. He's hacking away at the first pitch.
It's not going to get much easier to see the baseball as this game goes on. The shadows are starting to creep over home plate. It's really not much of a factor at this point, but once the shade starts creeping about halfway between the mound and home plate, that's when hitters are going to have a more difficult time seeing the baseball. It's always good to have a lead when that happens.
Yeah, it's tough on the outfielders too. We saw it last night. The sun begins to set more behind home plate than over the first base grandstand. Just this time of year. Tough sun field in left and in center. Gomez had a little trouble with the fly ball in the first inning yesterday. That was a 7 o'clock start.
Yeah, Gomez at that time was the only player sitting in the sun. It's going to get tough.
There's a strike. A fastball is in there. 2-2 to Ike Davis.
It's not as bad up there at the plate as it looks on television, though. It looks like the hitter is in deep darkness, but he's not. Right now, it's not as tough as it's going to be. Ordinarily, when you have tough conditions for the hitter, you know, the common philosophy is stay hard on their hands, and you don't want to be throwing middle speed pitches too much.
Garza trying to get through this inning in order. 3-2 pitch is just outside. Two close ones. Davis draws the walk. Garza just trying to be a little too fine there, and a 2-out base runner is going to bring Russell Martin to the plate as the tying run.
Already 4 walks for Garza. He only had 2 walks his last time out. That was a good start against the Twins.
Pitch count in decent shape. Third inning did a little damage. Gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. Had a walk in that inning as well. Two outs, runner at first for Martin. He walked his last time up. Breaking ball, swing and a miss.
A lot of off-speed pitches for Garza.
That slider's starting to get a little nasty here in the last couple of innings.
Yeah.
So.
Check out Russell Martin wearing the amber shades even at the plate. Those things actually brighten things up without the glare. They don't really darken, you know, anything. You can see pretty well. Just eliminates the glare. I would imagine they'd help on a day like today with the shadows creeping around. Pretty stylish too.
Are they polarized? Two and one. Now Garza has walked 4 today. Ties a season high for him. Garza walked 4 on the road against St. Louis earlier this year. That resulted in a loss. He walked 4 against the Yankees, resulting in a no decision. The Brewers won that game. 3 balls and a strike. When you start talking about Garza going deep into a game and you start thinking about the 7th inning, 6th inning, 7th inning, these are the moments here that lead to that.
Right.
You know, when you have a chance at a quick inning, he retired the first 2 hitters.
Well, not only that, you walk Martin here, you got to face Alvarez, who's had pretty good success against him. He's the guy you want right here. You got to throw this guy strikes.
He did, and Segura's got it. Long throw in time for the out. Segura makes it look easy. Garza gets through it. A scoreless 5th. 4-2 Brew Crew. To the top of the 6th, and the Brew Crew coming up. As promised earlier in the broadcast, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. And look, it's California Chrome in a Brewers hat without the nasal strip. Chewy sends this one in.
Yeah, nice.
I don't think that's California Chrome, actually. The Belmont will be running shortly. Triple Crown chance.
Yeah, we have another one too, by the way. We got another AT&T photo to
is
pass
that right?
along. Yeah, happy birthday, by the way.
Okay, here we go.
That's a nice picture. You look very content there.
Very nervous and scared.
How old are you now?
43, believe it or not.
43.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Hey, happy birthday, man.
I like to sneak the birthdays under the radar, but that's becoming more and more difficult.
Mike Vasallo, gave you away today.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
I wouldn't have remembered had it not been for
Right.
all the times you mentioned it to me the last couple of days.
Right.
It's okay. Happy birthday. You can buy everybody dinner tonight.
I think it's the other way around, isn't it?
That's the way it used to be.
And if I bought everybody dinner, what would make it different than any other day?
Oh, yeah.
Here's Aramis Ramirez starting the 6th inning.
Where have I been for all those meals?
To quote the great Bill Schroeder, don't lie to our audience, Bill. Ramirez back up the middle over his Mercer, and he throws him out.
Man, he's slick out there at shortstop, isn't he? He made that error to start the game. The first of 3 first-inning errors for the Pirates that allowed the Brewers to play to run, but Rudy Mercer, a slick fielding shortstop with a terrific arm.
At the plate, presented by Wendy's, Chris Davis had a double, drove in a run back in the 3rd inning, tied the game. That was prior to Lyle Overbay putting the Brewers on top with a 2 RBI single. A key inning for both pitchers, Garza and Volquez, based on their season numbers this year. Volquez's ERA in the 6th inning this season is 8.53. That is a strange number for a pitcher who comes in with a 4.25 ERA.
Right, only 85 pitches. I mean, both of these pitchers have thrown pretty well. It was a rough 4th inning for Volquez. And both of these pitchers are pitching a little bit differently than what we've seen in the past. Haven't seen too many changeups from Volquez, and boy, Matt Garza throwing a ton of breaking pitches today.
Pivotal inning here. Start getting up in the pitch count. Well, Volquez deals it, and it's down and away. The opponent batting average against Volquez in the 6th inning is .385, and in the 7th inning it's .438.
Yeah.
His ERA in the 7th inning is .736. So obviously, as he gets later in the game, that's when the wheels start to fall off. Same for Garza, though. His ERA is 6 and 6.75 in the 6th and 7th inning, respectively. That's been trouble innings for both guys.
Well, pitchers start to tire. Hitters are getting a pretty good look at their pitches.
Grounded over to third base, Alvarez, and throws it into the seats. Wow, Pedro Alvarez airmails one on a routine ground ball. The Pirates commit their 4th error of the day.
And 13th error for Pedro Alvarez. Now 50 errors charged against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Check this out. About as routine as it gets. Just airmails it all the way into the seats.
Oh my gosh.
You can't miss much more badly than that.
That is one of the worst throws you will ever see a third baseman make, and he's got a cannon too. The 4th error of the game. Pittsburgh has committed 4 errors in a game now 3 times this season. Brewers actually had a 4-error game against Pittsburgh earlier this year, but still won. I mean, I've seen throws, one hop into the stands or maybe just go into it. That went at least 6 rows up into the stands.
Yeah. And bad throw, wasn't it?
Man, gives the Brewers a chance to add to their lead here. Scooter Gennett with Davis at second.
But Alvarez making errors is not, stop the presses type stuff. He makes a ton of errors. Already 13 errors on the season. And a lot of those errors, according to the Pirate folks here, are throwing errors. Just like that one.
Well, the Brewers cashed in the Pittsburgh errors in the first. See if they can do the same in the sixth. In there for a strike. Scooter Gennett intentionally walked his last time up. Here's a guy in his first full season in the big leagues intentionally walked for 38-year-old Lyle Overbay, who has had a very nice career. Overbay made Hurdle pay. That was last inning, rather than the fourth inning.
I guess the Pirates trying to set up the double play, but Lyle able to hit a line drive into center field.
Now that gets by Martin, and on his way to third goes Davis. So it's a two-base throwing error by Alvarez, and now Davis at third base on what'll be a wild pitch.
The 31st wild pitch thrown by the Pirates. That's the most in the National League. And so Russell Martin, the catching crew, having a difficult time. That was one that Martin will tell you probably should have been able to keep in front.
Volquez leads the league in wild pitches individually with 7 now. Just like that, the Brewers get a runner at third. This big crowd is quiet here in Pittsburgh. Infield end against Gennett. 2 balls and a strike, and Scooter fouls it back.
Yeah, just think about, the Pirates have committed 50 errors. They've got 31 wild pitches. That's one of the reasons why they got off to such a slow start. Allowing men on base, the wild pitches, advancing base runners, putting them into scoring position. Brewers have not had that problem this year. Catching core has been great. Blocking pitches, keeping them in front. Haven't made that many errors.
Shadows creeping out between the mound and home plate. Tough on a hitter here as that ball goes from the sunlight to the shadow. 2-2. Infield end. Gennett lays off a top breaking ball. That's a pitch that struck him out in the second inning.
It's always much more difficult to zero in or see the spin on a breaking pitch when you're in the shadows like that. Well, if the pitcher is in the shadows and you are a little different, but the way the sunlight is now, very difficult to pick up spin as it comes in.
Count is full. Overbay is on deck. Volquez delivers, and Gennett slices one foul, hanging tough. Volquez should have 2 outs and nobody on, but in a battle here in this 6th inning after the throwing error by Alvarez. Pitch number 7 of the at bat, the payoff pitch, and Gennett a little cue shot right to Alvarez, and there is out number 2.
Well, now it'll be Lyle Overbay's turn to get walked. Can't imagine that Ron Reneke's ready to go to the bullpen. Nobody getting loose on the bullpen mound out there in left center. Can't imagine that they pitched to him here.
And Martin will stand up and they will put him on. 4 wide ones. I'll leave it up to Matt Garza. Yeah, Hurdle's already disrespected Overbay once. I didn't think he'd do it again, right?
Yeah.
got to make this move here.
No, this is a no-brainer here. I mean, with the pitcher coming up, and you know Ron Rennie's not going to pinch hit. Nobody getting loose. Lynn Hurdle well aware that Rennie needs a long start today. A little short in the bullpen.
So Overbay is intentionally walked. And now runners at the corners with Garza coming to bat. That Jeanette at bat was key. And Volquez retired him with an infield pop-up on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, that would have been if the Brewers would have had 2 gift runs in this game. In the first and in the 6th, had they've been able to plate this run, they still could.
Garza, big chopper to second base. And in time for the out, and that'll retire the side. So the Brewers come up empty. Volquez works around the error. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by Miller Lite, now in the original can, it's Miller time. PNC Park, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's 4-2 Milwaukee. Big crowd here. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder, Telly Hughes. Great to have you with us today. And the Brewers take a lead into the bottom of the 6th inning. Remember earlier Telly was talking about the RBI program?
Yeah.
And we made a request for a picture of Telly from those days. And look what appears. Telly Hughes from the RBI program in his Cardinals uniform.
Yeah, it looks good in the Cardinals get up.
Oh, my God.
Look at that, Telly. Got that same smile going.
The things you guys can find.
What happened to your coach's arm back there? Did you have something to do with that?
No, I did not, thankfully.
Do you remember your coach's names? Did they have an impact on your life?
It was Steve Augustine and Jeff Zarzak's dad, Roger Zarzak.
Way to go, Telly.
Oh,
Yeah.
How about that? How about that memory?
Well,
No, that's
Well
what the
done.
RBI League is all about.
Could you hit Telly?
absolutely not. I was a good pitcher.
You got to lie a little bit. Come on.
No.
We'd never know.
That's true. But just how you guys got that picture, you probably can get some information about my lack of hitting, too.
Sounds like we caught Telly a mid-snack down there. We'll leave him alone for a minute. Here's Garza ready to go. He made the last out of the 6th inning. So here is Pedro Alvarez to face Garza.
Why do you want to sell Telly out like that?
I mean, he was kind of selling himself out. He's got the crush going right now. It's the 6th inning crush time for Telly. Now, this is a key hitter for Garza. He has struggled against Alvarez today. Pedro is 2 for 2, drove in 2 runs in the 3rd inning. But you'd much rather have him lead off an inning when you're up by 2 than what he was looking at last inning had he lost Russell Martin.
It's not often the 4 errors by the Pirates have cost them only 1 run, but of course, 3 of those errors came on one hitter. That was Segura. Brewers would have loved to be able to plate that run in the top of this inning.
There's a strike. 2-1 on Alvarez.
Not often 4 errors only cost you 1 run. Kind of an asterisk, though. I mean,
yeah.
2 of them came on 1 play.
Well, 3 of them did. I mean, 3 of them that came up to the same
hitter,
base runner, batter runner.
Yeah.
That was in the 1st. Lucroy drove in Segura with a sac fly in that inning. Brewers had a 3-run 4th after they trailed after Alvarez had put the Pirates ahead in the 3rd. Davis and Overbay with RBIs that inning as Garza misses inside, and it's a leadoff walk. Boy, Matt just doesn't make it easy on himself. That's his 5th walk.
Yeah, 5 walks, and it's so difficult to see right now when you got just a pitcher in the bright sunshine. That ball's coming out of the sun into the shade, and last thing you want to do is help him out with the base on balls. It's tough to see up there right now, believe me. And once the pitcher gets into the shade, it's going to be a little bit easier, but you can see what they're looking at. The batter's eye is in the bright sunshine. They're sitting in the shade.
Shows bunt. It's a good one. Tabata, and that throw gets away. Jeanette able to pick it up. That probably saves a run, and that's going to go as a base hit for Jose Tabata, an infield hit.
And not often a guy that has had the success against a pitcher is going to drop down a bunt. That tells you all you need to know about the conditions and how difficult it is to see out there. So the last thing you want to do is start walking batters in conditions like this. You can barely see the baseball on your screen, but Tabata actually drops it down there beautifully. That'll be a base hit and an error on Ramos Ramirez, allowing the runner to get to 3rd base. Alvarez. Throw off the mark. Alvarez ends up at 3rd base.
Good play by Jeanette to save the run for now. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Here's Jordy Mercer. Well, now Garza really has to bear down. Tying run is aboard. Brewers left a big runner stranded in the top of this inning. Garza has allowed 5 hits and 5 walks today.
And just to give you a sense of how the Brewers bullpen is shaping up today, nobody getting loose in that pen. It's the 6th inning, nobody out. Garza in trouble, and this is his inning.
Pirates have the pitcher spot due up next. Gabby Sanchez has already moved into that spot.
Well, just now a pitcher is starting to lightly toss.
Brewers looking for a ground ball double play here. And there is the ground ball. Segura to Jeanette, throw to 1st in time. A double play. A big one for Garza. A run does score, but the Brewers will gladly take the 2 outs.
Yeah, that's a great trade right there. Well, so the walk comes around to score. A walk and an error. Essentially, the Brewers giving a run to the Pirates. But the Brewers defense able to turn 2 and wipe the bases clean. Now the Brewers have a 1-run lead.
And with Rob Wooten warming in the bullpen, Garza will go back to the windup. And instead of Sanchez, who was pulled back, it's going to be Travis Snyder to pinch hit. So 2 outs, nobody on. Snyder has a little pop. Has a pinch hit home run this year. Has hit 3 this season. We saw Snyder last night. He pinch hit that he stayed in. Actually got 3 at bats last night, or 3 plate appearances. Snyder was 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 infield hits.
2 for 2 with a walk last night. Pirates won big yesterday, 15-5. Brewers trying to answer and even this series. 4-3 Brew Crew. Snyder out in front. 1 ball, 1 strike. Close the book on Volquez with 6 innings and 4 runs. 3 of those earned today, and right now on the hook for the loss. Garza gets ahead 1-2. One two on the way. Snyder opposite field. That is going to fall. Little jam shot. And another base hit for Snyder. Coming off the bench. He's been Hurdle's best pinch hitter this year. And he keeps the inning alive for the Pirates with the top of the order coming up.
Well, making contact, but it really hasn't hit the ball all that hard in this series. But he's got 3 hits to show for it. 3 hits and a walk. And barely getting anything out of the infield.
Josh Harrison now. Garza has had his number today on the scorebook. He's 0 for 3, but Harrison has hit a couple of long drives for outs. Flew out to deep right in the first and then deep left in the third. Took Braun and Davis to the wall with each of those long outs. Harrison sitting on a 9-game hitting streak.
Hey, Ryan having a tough time with the sun out there in right.
Ball and a strike.
And Ryan, when he's getting ready and the pitch is being ready to be delivered, he's covering his eyes with his glove. He's got the glove up to shield the sun. I think the sun is giving him some problems, so be aware of that. Anything that it's hit out there at this point.
Outfielders begging the ball is hit on the ground right now. Garza deals in the air. Scooter Gennett back. Gomez is in. Gennett wants it, and that will retire the side. So Garza does give up a run, but exits with the lead. Toyota. Some costly errors by the Pirates. They made 3 in the first inning, all with Segura involved. He went from first to second to third, and then Lucroy drove him in with a sacrifice fly. Brewers got a run without the benefit of a hit, but then they put their hitting shoes on in the fourth. Davis tied it with a double. Overbay drove in 2 with a single to give Milwaukee the lead. And they still have that lead. It is tight, 4-3 Brew Crew as we go to the 7th inning. Second game of this 3-game series. And the Brewers trying to win for the 9th time this year against the Pirates with a victory today. They're 8-3 so far.
And a lot of the games have been just like this. You know, close till the end. And Jared Hughes taking over for the 19th time. Hughes has been very good. He's been charged with an earned run in just 3 of his 18 appearances this year. And when he comes in the middle of an inning, has stranded all 14 runners that he's inherited. So he's been a nice surprise for this Pirates bullpen, a 189 earned run average.
Imperative to have the lead late against any team, but especially against the Pirates, whose bullpen is rolling along right now. That's what helped get them to the playoffs last year. They had one of the best bullpens in the big leagues. And they come at you with a lot of hard throwers. Top of the order, Segura, Braun, and Lucroy in the 7th. Pirates are going to be in the heart of their order in the bottom of this inning, with Neil Walker, Andrew McCutchen, and Ike Davis. I think Garza's probably done. The bullpen is still active for the Brewers as they hit here in the 7th, which would indicate that Garza might have thrown his last pitch. Little bouncer, and Hughes makes a play. Will go all the way to the bag himself. That was the only way there was an out available there, and Hughes does a nice job. Segura retired.
It's vintage Brewer bobblehead day, Sunday, June 15th, when the Brewers battle it out against the Cincinnati Reds at Miller Park. All fans in attendance get a one-of-a-kind vintage Brewer bobblehead, courtesy of Time Warner Cable. For tickets, call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com.
Here's Ryan Braun with one away, looking for his first hit of the day. Braun hit one sharply his last time up. He lined out to deep left. 0 for 3 against Volquez.
It didn't barrel it up. You know, he got it down on the trademark just a little bit, or if he got all of it, no ballpark's going to be able to hold Ryan Braun. He hit it well, but a little bit down on the trademark.
Two balls and a strike on Braun.
Not only hard to see for hitters right now, but hard to see for umpires. But you can see that pitch right on the corner. Perfect pitch by Hughes. Tough conditions here at PNC. Didn't want to play a day game today. Couldn't play a night game, national television. Or couldn't televise anyway.
Yeah, you can play it, you just can't televise.
Can't put it on TV. I guess we don't want that, do we?
And then what would we do?
Right.
2-2 to Braun. Back to the screen. Full count to Ryan. Four 3 Brewers. Pirates have committed 4 errors today. Brewers cashed in on the first 3. And Braun strikes out. So Ryan Braun, a rare 2 strikeout day for him. He's 0 for 4. 2 up, 2 down for Hughes.
And that one right down the middle. Braun a little bit over the top of it for his second strikeout today.
Two gone for Jonathan Lucroy. 1 out of 2. Had a sac fly and an RBI in the first inning. His 27th run batted in. Singled and scored in the 4th. That was the big hit of the inning. That's under the glove of Davis, and Lucroy with another multi-hit game. He's 2 for 3 today. It's a 2-out single.
Man, he's just so difficult to pitch to because he uses the whole field. You pitch him in, he'll whistle one down the left field line. You pitch him away, he'll do this. And the tricky part of that, a lot of guys when they go to the opposite field, they lift the ball in the air, but not Lucroy. He's able to get on top and roll one in that big hole between first and second.
That is such a good swing. If you're going to teach somebody how to hit, if you've got a young hitter, just make them watch Jonathan Lucroy video. Carlos Gomez, big swing and a miss.
Yep, hits it where he pitches it, they pitch it, and he never, hardly ever overswings. I mean, he is the poster child for take what the pitcher gives you. Got such good plate discipline as well.
And in stark contrast, Carlos Gomez. Both are successful, but they go about it in much different ways.
Yes, they do.
Gomez looking for his first hit. He's down 0-2. Lucroy takes off and a swing and a miss, and that's the inning. So a strikeout for Hughes. Scoreless 7th for the Brewers. They lead by 1. Silverado enjoy the stylings of director Mark Vittorio. Did that inspire you, Rock?
Did you say something?
Here's Rob Wooten on the pitch for the Brewers.
I was boning up on my Rob Wooten information. I'm sorry. Did you say something?
No.
21st appearance for Wooten. As you can tell, this is pretty in-depth stuff I'm going to be dropping on you. A 320 earned run average. He's only allowed the 1 home run. That's why I had to concentrate to come up with this kind of stuff. Last pitched on Thursday against the Twins and tossed a scoreless 6th inning. He did give up 2 hits, but was able to keep the Twins off the board. Well, you figure it's going to be Wooten. You hope Wooten's going to be able to get through the 7th. Then you get Smith and then K-Rod to nail it down, and everybody goes home happy.
Well, still 9 big outs to go. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Brewers lead by a run. Part of the order coming up for the Pirates. Neil Walker, Andrew McCutchen, and Ike Davis.
And Rob Wooten's stock is really going up, hasn't it? I mean, he's getting some very important innings. Brewers are hoping that the 7th inning is going to be Wooten's. Will Smith is available. Found out yesterday he was not yesterday. Zach Duke can throw. And you hope that's going to be enough to be able to get to K-Rod in the 9th.
The Brewers do have an off day Monday, so they're in pretty good shape in their bullpen now that Garza has gone 6 innings. The concern was that Garza, if he had a short start, who was going to be able to pick up the long relief innings without Wong and Thornburg available today. But now the Brewers are in a good position. They lead late. They've got the relievers set up the way they want them. As Wooten misses away to start it. Switch hitter Neil Walker, who has singled today. All of his at bats coming as a left-handed batter. That ball's hit hard to right. Another base hit for Walker. And a lead runner on, not what you want in a spot like this, especially with the MVP coming up. Walker on his second hit.
Yeah, Walker's been swinging the bat well. He's on a hot streak right now. Switch hitter. Much better from the left side of the plate. But not a lot of speed. So you don't have to worry too much about the stolen base.
And now some danger here for Rob Wooten. McCutchen has a walk and a single today. Had a little tapper that ended up as an out his last time up. Wooten starts him with strike one. Broken bat. Segura shovels it over to Jeanette. The turn and the throw to first in time. McCutchen bounces into a 6-4-3 double play.
No chance for any bobbles or any hesitation when you got McCutchen getting down the line. That is a huge out for Rob Wooten. But boy, how quick was Scooter Jeanette with that transfer. Check out how quickly he gets that baseball out of his glove. It's on its way to first base, with Neil Walker all over him at the bag. Well, that's a nice double play by the Brewers right there, getting a speedy McCutchen as he gets down that first baseline.
And Wooten with the fist pump fired up. That is a huge out. 2 outs for Wooten. Can't turn it any better than that with the speedy runner on his way down the line. So 2 outs. Here is Ike Davis. Strike one. Davis 0 for 2 today. He walked his last time up. Garza in line for the win. He goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs. Worked around 5 walks today.
That would have been nice to be able to get 7 out of Garza, but he did about as good as he could. I mean, able to work around 5 walks as you were talking about. I mean, that's unusual to walk that many and only allow one of them to score.
Did he go? They will ask. Yes, he did. A strikeout for Rob Wooten. Leading 4-3 as we go to the 8th inning. Rob Wooten working a scoreless 7th out of the bullpen. And our Miller Lite What's on Tap tomorrow afternoon. Yovani Gallardo against Jeff Locke. We think it's Jeff Locke. It was supposed to be Charlie Morton, but by all accounts, Locke is going to make the start tomorrow after being shut down a little bit. 3-4 record for Gallardo, trying to get back to winning ways. So that'll be tomorrow's finale. And the Brewers are hoping it'll be a rubber game. After losing last night, they have a late lead today. Justin Wilson is the next hurler out of the Clint Hurdle's bullpen, the hard-throwing lefty.
And making back-to-back appearances in this series. He pitched last night, two-thirds scoreless. He retired the only 2 batters that he faced. 26th appearance. Good numbers for him. Has not allowed a home run this year. That's impressive. And has more strikeouts than innings pitched, and that earned run average just a tick over 3.
Aramis Ramirez will lead off for the Crew. Brewers scored 3 runs in the 4th inning. Davis had an RBI double. Lyle Overbay had a key 2 RBI single that put him ahead. And they've been able to hang on thus far. Could use a few more here as Ramirez takes strike 1. Yeah, Jeff Locke tomorrow. Been down in AAA. This is a guy who made the All-Star team last year for the Pirates. Things went south for him in the second half last year and ended up back in AAA. So they're going to give him another shot. Locke made 1 start this season. That was against the Giants back in early May, about a month ago. Didn't go well. Gave up 6 earned runs in 5 1/3. So,
and he was just about unhittable in the first half last year. Boy, I wonder what happened. That league caught up to him, wasn't able to make adjustments, and we'll see how he fares tomorrow against this right-handed dominant Brewers lineup. We'll see.
No balls, 2 strikes on Ramirez. And down he goes. Aramis strikes out. 1 for 3 today.
And a lot of breaking pitches to Ramirez, and Wilson with a strikeout. Mentioned he pitched in yesterday's game and retired the only 2 batters that he's faced.
That'll bring up Chris Davis. Davis with a ground rule double to plate a run in the 4th. That tied the game. Brewers led early, had a 1-0 lead. Pittsburgh took the lead in the 3rd on an Alvarez single. He drove in 2. That was in the bottom of the 3rd, and then the Brewers the next half inning regained the lead. So it's been a back and forth affair. Hard to believe, even though the Brewers have won 8 of 11 against the Pirates. Pittsburgh's outscored Milwaukee.
2 games, really. Yeah.
Had an 11-2 win earlier this year in April, and then last night they won 15-5. There's a strike.
That's a nice pitch. A little 2-seam fastball right on the outside corner. They got 2 pretty good lefties out there in that pen for the Pirates. Tony Watson the other. Right on the corner. A little 2-seamer.
Hitters count for Davis. 3 balls and a strike. And a swing and a miss.
A lot of breaking balls. Sliders. He's very careful when he uses his fastball. Ordinarily away to a right-handed batter. Probably why he's only given up to no home runs.
See what he goes with here. 3-2. Went back to the fastball, which is significant at 96, and Davis able to get a piece. That's Scooter Gennett on deck. Inning started with a strikeout of Ramirez. And Davis draws a walk. Good at bat. The Brewers put a man on with one away.
And tried another breaking pitch and a little off the outside corner. Hey, for just $20, join Crew HD and receive a Brewers Terrace Reserve ticket to the May 30th or July 10th game. One Harley-Davidson Museum adult admission ticket and either a poker chip or a can koozie. Visit brewers.com/HD Museum for details.
Runner at first, Davis with one away. Scooter Gennett at the plate. Brewers with a 4-3 lead in the top of the 8th inning. Will Smith is loosening in the bullpen. He'll have the bottom of the inning after Rob Wooten worked a scoreless 7th. Quite an impressive inning by Wooten after giving up a leadoff single to Neil Walker. Got a double play ball from McCutchen and then struck out Ike Davis.
And Ron Reneke electing to stay with Gennett here with a 1-run lead, looking to keep the solid defense out there. Not that Ricky's a bad defender, but Scooter a little bit more range. And no right-hander getting loose in that Pirates bullpen. So Reneke sticking with Gennett here.
Overbay scheduled to hit next. Mark Reynolds has already moved on deck. So the Brewers home run leader is waiting to hit next. Martin thinking there's a play on, a pitch out. Chris Davis has only one stolen base all season. That just happened.
Yeah, not sure why they would pitch out with Davis at first.
Sometimes Reneke uses Ricky Weeks in a spot like this. But I think, to your point, just trying to keep the defense together with the lead.
Well, you keep Scooter there, and he might use Ricky later on in the inning. That's the pitcher spots down there in 9th. Give Scooter an opportunity. Save your pinch hitters for the pitcher spot as this game goes on.
Yeah, Ricky's got a helmet on, so he's obviously been told there's an at-bat coming soon. Two balls and a strike on Scooter Gennett. And it's low. It's ball 3.
Well, I guess if you're going to run, this would be the count to do it. 3-1, 3-2, maybe take off. To strike, Scooter can protect you on a 3-1 pitch. We'll see. I don't think they're going to go, though.
He goes, and it's outside, ball 4. Well, Gennett draws the walk. That's a key walk against a left-handed pitcher. Now 2 on, and Mark Reynolds coming up.
And keep in mind, there isn't any activity in that Pirates bullpen right now. So you got Reynolds, you got Ricky on deck, and then a slew of right-handers coming up, and no right-hander getting loose in that Pirates bullpen.
Well, a big spot for the Brewers trying to add to this lead. This is where they took advantage the other night in Minneapolis against the Twins, where they had some late add-on runs that gave them a 3-run lead. That was a 2-run homer by Lucroy. Reynolds has the pop to put 3 on the board quickly here for Milwaukee. 2 on, 1 out. And Reynolds takes a strike, 96 with the fastball. Reynolds not in the starting lineup today. It's been a while since he was not in the starting lineup. He's been playing a lot with Ramirez on the shelf. 0-2.
And you figure Reynolds is going to be over at first base tomorrow with the left-hander scheduled to start.
No balls, 2 strikes on Reynolds. Davis and Jeanette ready to run, and Reynolds takes one low. This is game number 63 of the season. Brewers are 10 games over. Reynolds has started 50 of the prior 62. So he's starting a lot more than he expected to begin the year. He's happy to have the playing time. He's done a good job. Reynolds takes the ball up and away.
And just about every day he was in there while Ramirez was on the disabled list. He and Overbay were working over at first base before Ramos got hurt.
Well, Ramirez made 26 starts over at third base. I beg your pardon, 24 starts at third base. Well, as we start play today, Mark Reynolds is third in the National League in home runs with 13. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In tight, ball 3. Wilson has walked the last 2 hitters.
I don't see the Brewers running on the 3-2 pitch. And Mark Reynolds has a propensity for the strikeout. You want to end the inning. Got a man in scoring position, but we'll see. We'll see what Ron Renick elects to do here. I don't think they're going to be running.
Payoff on the way. Inside, it hit him. And Reynolds will be awarded first base. The Pirates are asking for an appeal. And if it's called a strike, and it's not, first base umpire Ed Hickok said he checked his swing. That was close.
Yes, it was.
Brewers might have got a break here. It's going to be a hit by pitch that puts Reynolds at first.
Well, the question is he offering at the baseball, or does that bat come around in his attempt to get out of the way? That's a big difference. Let's see. He starts the bat. Not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good call down there at first base. Ed Hickok's all over it.
Well, and Dave Yeager, athletic trainer, out checking on Reynolds. It's the second time a Brewer has been hit by a pitch today. Ramirez got drilled on the hand earlier. Looks like Reynolds is all right.
And just now the Pirates have a right-hander getting loose in the bullpen.
That's John Mark Gomez down there, who we saw last night.
Well, it took a while for him to get somebody up. Apparently it doesn't take long to get him loose.
Well, the Brewers must cash in here. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Ricky Weeks coming off the bench to hit. He'll bat for Rob Wooten. Bases loaded, 1 away, 2 walks and a hit batter after Wilson struck out Ramirez to start the inning. Big spot for Weeks coming off the bench. Been pretty good in this role for the Brewers this year. He is 7 for 23 this season. Has a couple of RBIs. Yeah, Ricky fouls it back, and the count goes to 0-2.
Boy, had some two good pitches to hit right there. Put good swings on him, but fouled him straight back.
Now Wilson in the driver's seat. No balls, 2 strikes, and a bouncing ball towards short. Mercer going to second, and the out at second base. A run will score. An awkward throw by Mercer to the bag and almost threw it away. It's the second out at second base, but a run comes in, and the Brewers take a 5-3 lead.
Well, that's a good job by Ricky, just trying to put the ball in play and not able to turn the double play of the Pirates, and the Brewers get a tack-on run. That's a nice at bat for Ricky. Our Badger Mutual Insurance run of the game. Ricky Weeks with a ground ball for an RBI.
And back to the top of the order now in Segura. First and third for the Brewers. And there goes Weeks. No throw made. Nobody even covering second base. That'll be a stolen base for Ricky Weeks. And that is his first of the year. A big crowd on hand today, and it is silent in this ballpark. 38,585. It's the largest crowd to ever see a Brewers Pirates game here. Brewers have kept them down. And a ground ball. Mercer backhands it, makes the play. No chance at a throw. Another run is in. Jeanette scores on an infield hit by Segura, and the Brewers lead 6-3.
Boy, they are just leaving Justin Wilson out there against all these right-handed batters, and there has been activity in that bullpen. Segura couldn't hit it in a better spot. Mercer able to keep it in the infield to save at least 1 run, but they are just leaving Justin Wilson out there with a string of right-handers coming up.
And that's going to do it for him. Hurdle is going to make a double switch. He let it ride with Wilson, and the Brewers make him pay. Milwaukee with 2 runs in the 8th. They now lead 6-3, and the end of the line for Wilson. We'll take a break. We'll set up the new hurler when we continue. Wilson with 2 walks, a hit batter, an infield hit, gives up 2 runs, a double switch. Gabby Sanchez will take over at first base for Ike Davis, and it'll be John Mark Gomez on the mound to pitch.
We saw Gomez in last night's ball game. Gomez making his 19th appearance, earned run average at 411. Somewhat surprised that Clint Hurdle left his left-hander in that long, especially once the Brewers got to the top of the order. Nothing but right-handers for a good stretch of time. Left him in, ended up costing him a couple of runs. And the Brewers now holding a 3-run lead. And Ryan Braun coming up trying to make it more.
First and third with 2 gone. If you switched away to watch the Belmont and you missed it, the Brewers with 2 runs here had an RBI fielder's choice, a ground ball by Weeks, and then Segura with an infield hit and an RBI. 6-3 Milwaukee. Braun with runners at the corners, and John Mark Gomez delivers. Braun takes a strike. If you didn't switch over and you've stuck with us, California Chrome came up short today as the Belmont strikes again. I think he finished 5th, didn't he?
That's a long race. Is that a mile and a half? It's a long way to go.
So no Triple Crown this year in horse racing. Might have one in baseball. Had one a couple of years ago. Cabrera of the Tigers. Braun into right. Harrison going back. Ball's got some carry, and it's off the wall. Weeks is in. Segura rounding third, headed home, and he will score. And the Brewers have busted it open in the 8th. A double for Braun, 2 RBIs, and it's 8-3 Milwaukee.
And Braun just dropped the head of the bat on that pitch, going away from him, and just hammers it off the wall. That wall is 21 feet high. That was a decent pitch by Gomez. And look at Braun, the way he covers home plate. I mean, nobody does that any better than Ryan Braun, right off the top of the wall. And that plate's 2. Segura with good speed, able to score from first base. So the Brewers busted open, lead by 5.
Big inning for Milwaukee. 4 runs in here in the 8th. And here's Lucroy. That's deep into left center field. McCutchen on the run, and he runs it down. Man, did he cover some ground. Wow. Inning over, but the Brewers lead by 5. From the Blue Jays to the Boston Red Sox. Jeff Grayson.
Top of his game today.
He's full of information.
Even on the weekend, huh?
Mark Reynolds will stay in and play first base. He's got that sleeve around his elbow. He got hit by a pitch last inning. And Irving Falou will take over at third for Ramirez. Ramirez was also hit by a pitch earlier. Not sure if that is an injury situation or not. Stay tuned for Brewers Live to find out. So Smith was all warmed up, ready to come into a one-run game, but then the Brewers score 4. It is a 5-run game, and Smith is on the mound.
Yeah, once you warm up, get him into the ball game, and you know, his numbers have been incredible. He's given up runs in each of his last 2 appearances, and that's newsworthy because he hasn't given up much of anything all season long. That earned run average still under 1. 32nd appearance for Will Smith.
All right, Smith will face Russell Martin to start it, and strike 1. Brewers get RBIs from Weeks, Segura, and then 2 on a double from Braun in the 8th inning.
Yeah, with this appearance today, Will Smith now is second in the National League in appearances with 32, tied for second. Brad Ziegler of the Diamondbacks has 33. He leads the league. Smith has had a lot of work and has been very successful.
Smith has not been on his A form the last 2 games out, but that doesn't mean he's pitching poorly. He did give up a lead against the Minnesota Twins. Just in the context of his season, it stands out so much because he's been so dominant.
Yeah. Victim of his own success, right? When you give up a couple of runs, everybody wonders what's wrong. He's still been outstanding. Looking to put up a 0 in this 8th inning.
Smith began this road trip in Minneapolis having only allowed 1 earned run as he deals a strike to Martin. He'd only given up 1 earned run all year. Gave up 2 in that series in Minnesota, but still a 0.98 ERA. He's pitching like an all-star this year, and there has been precedent set over and over again with non-closing relievers who are having great first halves make the all-star team.
And you've got another month of exceptional pitching. That's all they're asking out of him to make that all-star team. Well, it's been a great 2+ months for Will Smith for sure.
Full count to Martin. And a bouncer foul again.
Not often you see Will Smith in a 5-run lead. The Brewers a little bit short in that pen right now.
They try to break the Pirates' spirit here after a big inning where you get 4, a shutdown inning in the 8th, and then you could probably go to Kinsler in the 9th. Could save K-Rod another day if you wanted. It's Smith walks Russell Martin. Goal right here is to try to get through the order fairly quickly so you don't have to deal with guys like Walker and McCutchen in this game. There's a way to do that, but you got to go in order.
Yeah, well, that last pitch pretty close. Gutsy by Russell Martin to take that one. Just missed the outside corner.
Lead runner on a walk. Here is Pedro Alvarez now. Brewer pitching has issued 6 walks, 5 by Garza. Smith walking his first batter faced. By the way, the earned runs last inning by the Brewers belong to Justin Wilson. 2/3 of an inning, 4 earned runs on 2 walks, a hit batter, and a hit. Matt Garza is still in line for the win, and his odds just went up. Even though he walked 5 today, struck out only 1, Garza only surrendered 3 runs in 6 innings.
I think he gave Ron Renicky exactly what he needed. Eat up some innings and leave with the lead. Bullpen a bit short. today.
Yeah, on a day when the Brewers' 2 long relievers are not available, Garza certainly gave them what they were looking for in 6 innings as Alvarez swings and misses. I think that was what had the manager a little anxious before the game began. If it got into an early exit by the starter.
Yeah, it was an early exit last night for Kyle Loesch. Only 5 innings for Loesch. That was unusual for him.
A swing and a miss. Alvarez strikes out. That big breaking ball by Will Smith. First time Alvarez has been retired today.
Yeah, lefties haven't had much of a chance against Will Smith just about all season. Able to leave that slider down and away. 2 pitches, 2 sliders out of the strike zone that Alvarez chases.
A walk and a K for Smith. Here is Jose Tabata. Grounded to third. Falou to second for 1. Jeanette the turn, and a double play makes it a 3-batter inning for Will Smith. Brewers put up another 0. We head to the 9th, 8-3. Now they lead at 8-3 after a 4-run outburst in the 8th inning. How about our shining moment? We take you back. Lyle Overbay at the plate. First pitch he saw in the 4th in a 2-2 game, and he brought in a pair with a base hit. Our Marshfield Clinic shining moment of the game. And what set that up, Clint Hurdle had intentionally walked Scooter Gennett to load the bases, thinking that with Overbay and Garza coming up, there was a way out of that inning for Volquez, and Overbay made him pay.
It was amazing to watch Edinson Volquez, because you face a guy like Volquez, and we've seen Volquez a number of times, you know, with the Cincinnati Reds, now the 3rd time with the Pirates, and he's always been a fastball changeup guy. He threw very few changeups today. Completely changed up his pattern.
Slow roller Gomez, and he is safe at first and on his way to second. And Gomez thinking about third, and now he's on his way there. The throw comes in late. It'll be a base hit, an infield hit, and then a 2-base throwing error by Jonmar Gomez, the 5th Pittsburgh error today.
Oh boy. It has not been a very good defensive day for the Pirates, but it really hasn't cost them that many runs. Better off just holding on to that one, because you're not going to get Gomez anyway, and then he makes matters worse by throwing it down the line. Gomez, with his good speed, ends up at third. So the Brewers looking to add on.
Gomez with his first hit of the day. Ed Cedar was waving him on. He was a little bit surprised. But he ends up at third with nobody out. Here's Falou now, who came in for Ramirez. Telly is checking on the status of Ramirez. And if we don't get it before the end of the game, we'll have it in Brewers Live postgame. Speculation is that he just came out after the Brewers are up 5.
That's what I would think.
But he was hit in the hand. He was hit by a pitch.
Put some ice on it, get him out of the ball game, ice the hamstring and ice the hand. I think that that would be a good assumption.
Telly will have the official report.
But you know what happens when you assume, right?
That's right. Irving Falou started a nice double play to end the last inning. Took over at third base for Ramirez. Infield in for the Pirates. Brewers lead 8-3. And that one's in the air, left center field. McCutchen is there, plenty deep to score Gomez. So Falou with an RBI for the Brewers. And the Brewers go up 9-3. First RBI as a Brewer for Irving Falou in his 7th game.
Well, 5 errors for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they've really only cost them 2 runs today. Of course, 3 of them coming on Gene Segura, first hitter of the game.
Here's Chris Davis. And a line drive, base hit. Looked like it was off the glove of Alvarez. Davis thinking about 2, big turn. And he'll hustle his way back. Chris Davis.
He's swinging it well, isn't he?
2 more hits today, a double and a single.
He's had a nice approach, keeping that front shoulder tucked. And if you talk to Johnny Nair, and he'll tell you the big key is having that front foot down before he starts his swing. That's when he's able to stay back, keep the hands inside the baseball, not out in front and hooking everything foul. He looks good at the plate right now.
2 hits and a walk for Davis. He's at first with 1 out for Scooter Gennett. Swinging away at the first pitch. And there is out number 2. The 5 errors by the Pirates, their first 5-error game in 2 years. Had one in 2012, September of 12, against the Cubs. Actually had 7 in that game. 7 errors in a game.
Wow, that's hard to do.
But the last time the Pirates had a 5-error or more game, you don't want to start digging up those superlatives. You don't see that very often in the big leagues.
No.
Clint Hurdle's team was 2 batters into this game and had 3 errors on the board.
And that's so much different than what they were able to do last year defensively. They were a good defensive club last year, except for the third baseman Pedro Alvarez. He's always been a minus defender, but the rest of the guys very solid. You can't be giving away outs like the Pirates have been doing this year, and it's been somewhat routine. They've committed 51 errors.
The 5 errors by the Pirates today, tying for the most in the major leagues this season. Astros had a 5-error game against Seattle earlier this year. Second at bat for Reynolds.
You compare the 51 errors by the Pirates to the Cincinnati Reds, who've committed only 26.
Wow. That's almost twice as many errors, Rob. Sounds like an ice cream truck is on its way. That might be the boat out there on the Allegheny.
I think it is.
Or it could be my imagination. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, did you see it? You just saw it now?
When the Saints go marching in. Reynolds a swing and a miss, a strikeout to end the inning. Ice cream for everyone. You just got to swim out there to get it. To the bottom of the ninth we go. The Roberto Clemente Bridge. I believe that is the 6th Street Bridge. Going back into downtown, the Brewers lead 9-3. Sun just beaming above the ballpark.
It's been a great weekend here in Pittsburgh, hasn't it?
Yeah, weather-wise, it's
gorgeous.
One of the best. Does wreak a little havoc with our cameras, but so be it. Brewers have a 6-run lead. Brandon Kensler will be on the mound to try to finish off the Pirates here in the 9th inning.
You see Brandon's numbers, Ron Rennick trying to get him into some opportunities where he can work on some stuff. A 354 earned run average, still not too bad. 24th appearance for Brandon. He just doesn't have the strikeouts like he did a year ago. 7 strikeouts and a little over 20 innings of work. And looking to get a quick inning under his belt and send the Brewers home happy.
That'll set up a rubber game tomorrow of this series. Brewers looking for their 9th win with 3 more outs in the season series against the Pirates. They would go to 9-3 and back to 11 games over 500. The Cardinals did win today. St. Louis shut out Toronto 5-0. It was an early start today. So the Brewers need a victory to maintain their 5-game lead in the division. It would push the Pirates back to 7 back. Cardinals got a shutout today. A 3-hitter from Shelby Miller, by the way. Picked up his 7th win. He beat Mark Burley. In a game that lasted 2 hours and 37 minutes at Rogers Center. That's what you get with Burley on the mound. He flies.
Hey, he doesn't mess around, does he?
He had a good day. He took a loss, but pitched well again. Mark Burley, Rock, is, even though he lost today, is 10-2. He won 10 games before June. He's having a great year for the Blue Jays.
Very quietly. You didn't hear much about Burley, did you?
His ERA is 2.04. Tough hop. Reynolds plays it off the belly and makes the play for the out. 1 away for Kensler. Just a reminder, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers. That one will leave a memory with Mark Reynolds. Trying to shake it off over there at first base.
Hit by a pitch, hit by a ground ball today.
And with the Brewers occupying the first base dugout, I'm sure there's a little bit of what they used to call bench jockeying. I don't think that phrase is really used anymore. bench jockeying. You guys bench jockey in your day?
No, we just called it getting on each other. It's more bench jockeying when you're doing it to the other team.
Oh, I see. When it's more when you're trying to insult the other team.
Right, trying to get them out of the game a little bit.
I see. The phrase really wasn't around in my day either. I thought I was just trying to bring you and get you involved and close the generational gap again.
Your day?
I'm getting to the age now where I'm starting to have a day. You know, back in my day.
Back in your day.
Bouncing to third. That is foul. Good effort by Falou. And a foul ball puts the counted ball in 2 strikes.
I'm getting to the point where last week was back in my day.
No better time than the present, though. Hope you're enjoying the day with your family or your friends. Or if you're like Brian Michalogic, you just sit there by yourself and watch the game. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Just dive into the broadcast, dive into the game, keep the scorebook.
Watching horse racing.
Big sports day today. There's a strike called. Kinsler punches out Gabby Sanchez for out number 2.
Yeah, right at the bottom of the strike zone. You know, down by 6 runs. You know, Mike Everett's looking to end this one. That was a pretty good pitch right at the knees. Boy, very dangerous at this point in the game to be taking close pitches.
Top of the order, Josh Harrison. Last call for the Pirates. Brewers, after losing 15-5 yesterday, as Harrison drills one in the gap in left center. He's been swinging the bat well all day, and he finally gets one to drop. His first hit. And it is a double. Extends his hitting streak to 10 games, which is tied for the National League lead right now.
He doesn't mess around. He likes that first pitch. And he just hammers one out there into left center. Having a good time with Scooter out there at second base. What do you think they're saying? What could he possibly be saying to Scooter Gennett right
saying,
now?
See, they always told us we were too short to play in the big leagues, and here we are. See, that can only come from a short guy.
That's pretty good. Fill in the caption. You did a nice job with it.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
Well, Kinsler facing Neil Walker. Been impressed with the Brewers and how they've been able to bounce back after tough losses, big losses. Some more gut-wrenching than the others, but you know, you look at last night, just it wasn't a good game. It was competitive early, but then the Pirates just put the hammer down. They had an 8-run inning and no big deal.
And I think those are, you know, easier to take. You don't want to do them over and over again, but I mean, every now and again, I mean, those big losses, you really don't go home and think about, you know, one specific at bat or a play defensively that's going to cost you a game. And those things happen to every team. So those last at bat, those late inning losses that really keep you up at night. I think based on the Brewers' travel schedule, I don't think anybody had a tough time sleeping last night.
Yeah, nothing was going to keep him up last night.
Right.
Now tomorrow on the air a little bit earlier than today. Each day has been an earlier start time. In the Central Time Zone, we'll hit the air at 12:35. Or 12:30, I beg your pardon. Is that right? No, I'm sorry. We hit the air at noon. First pitch is at 12:35. So Brewers live at noon.
Are you sure?
Got a little lost in the time zone
Are you
switch.
sure? Yeah, right now?
Yeah, noon Brewers Live. Make sure you're here, Rock, by 11:55.
I'll be on the bus. Actually walked over both days so far here. Beautiful weather. Walked over the bridge.
Did you come across the 6th Street Bridge or the 9th Street Bridge?
The Clemente Bridge, whatever one that is.
That's the 6th Street Bridge.
The one you can see right there over center field.
Yeah, that's it. That's the 6th Street Bridge.
Hotel's right down the street.
Yeah, what room are you in, Rock?
Yeah. Penthouse.
We'll be walking across that bridge, hopefully in a matter of moments. Set up a little Bill Schroeder autograph show there by the pizza joint if you want. No balls, 2 strikes. Walker in the air to right field. That's pretty well hit. Braun is back. He's got room. And the Brewers win. They beat the Pirates today. They come back and win it 9-3. Making a winner again out of Matt Garza. Evens his record at 4-4. 6 runs, 3 innings for Garza. The Brewers now even this series at 1 game apiece. They're even on the road trip 2-2 with 1 to play in Pittsburgh tomorrow before they head to New York. Time for Jeff Grayson and Brewers Live. What do you have coming up for us, Jeff?